The OK Show is on. My name is Iceman,
You got Rod Rodriguez here.
and it's a Monday. Monday. Everybody hates Monday. I hate Monday. Do you hate Monday, Rod? Or does it make a
I, ca-
difference?
I can't tell the difference anymore, really. I usually don't run errands on Mondays, anyways. I do it like on like Wednesdays or Thursdays because it's crazy. Like you go to the bank, you run errands. There's a line everywhere. Even during the pandemic, there's a line everywhere. So
Right.
I don't hate it as much. I used to really hate it back then, and we were doing radio. I didn't even hate it when we were doing radio because I did a countdown on Sunday, so it didn't make a difference. No difference
Hmm.
for me. No difference.
Well, with that job, I didn't hate any day. Every day was a nice day. Every day was a lovely day for me. And
Yeah,
that's how
that
much I love radio.
that was your
I will,
outlet. That was your outlet.
yeah. Well, I don't. I mean, yeah, that could be my outlet, but it was sort of like I think what I really wanted to do. So it was sort of like it wasn't really work. So
Yeah.
I want to go there every day. Like even if I don't have like a time slot that day, even if I'm not supposed to be working and somebody's absent for some reason, somebody can't come to the station, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll sit down, no problem, it's fine. I'll sit down, even if you don't pay me or whatever. I'll sit down. I'll do the job. That's how much
You'll
I
you'll
like it.
you'll pay the station to get you do your board time,
I
right?
wouldn't go that far, but I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far,
almost,
but
almost. You mean
almost, almost. When
it
I was
came to a
starting out, I
point.
was like,
Yeah.
how much should I pay you? But
It came to a point where we were like probably spending more than earning, right?
well, if you put
The
it that way,
gas
yeah, that
money,
yes,
lunch
yes.
break. You try to get your nice
I
clothes
had
on and
two jobs,
everything.
so
You did, you did,
I had a real day job, then I have our job. But
you
then
did, you did.
for the most part, both jobs were sort of kind of like okay for me. You know, like I go to doctors, I talk to people. That wasn't really. It didn't feel like it was work. So I was still like sort of radio, but on a
My
different
hat's
way.
going weird. My hat's going weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a people person. You're a people person. I'm kind of like I have my days, like I have my days where okay, I miss my tropa or I wanna like mingle and party and stuff. But there are times when I just want to be left alone, man. I don't I mean the stuff that I like to do, playing video games, drawing, reading, these are all like loner stuff. So it doesn't really require people to be. I don't know if I got used to it or programmed that way, but my dad's a loner. My dad, like, he keeps to himself. He reads a lot. Stays in his room. He watches a lot of sports on TV and that. He's not an outdoorsy kind of guy. My mom is. So I think I've gotten, like half and half. Are you more? Are your both your parents like outgoing people? Are they
My
people
dad
like
is. My
or
dad
like
is.
hang out
My
with people?
mom, she's a total opposite. My dad would always tease her that she wouldn't say anything now unless somebody steps on her foot or something. So she's totally like different. But in a way, my mom is also a people person, but she's not like my dad. My dad would always be sort of like you would know that he's in the room. Like oh he's here, like me, like Iceman's here. Because I
Yeah.
can be loud, I can be sometimes annoying. My dad wasn't annoying, I'm more annoying, but my dad can be like he has that effect on people because he would like talk, he would, he has that voice too. So
Yeah, it's like
yeah, but
charisma.
yeah, my mom is sort
Does
of
your
the
dad have
opposite,
charisma?
but
Your dad has
well,
charisma, right?
I think
He has a
yeah,
charm, a
yeah, he
different kind
did.
of charm.
Yeah, because he
Uh,
was a
uh,
labor leader, and people respect him. Like when he died, there were a lot of people in his wake, and even on the day that he was buried, the
he had a
funeral
lot of
day,
friends. He
yeah,
made a lot of
he
friends.
had a lot of people, and they were always saying like, yeah, like your dad was well respected in the community, not
That's
like you. Nobody
yeah.
likes you,
No, no, I
nobody
think that's
respects you.
I don't know. I don't know with you, man, because like when you're friends with somebody, you don't really sense the charisma if you're friends with somebody. Usually, you sense the charisma with somebody like who's more in a higher position, right?
Right.
Either in society or
Hmm.
maturity wise or a senior. And my dad has that. My dad has like he's oozing with charisma, and my grandfather on the Rodriguez side has oozing with charisma. My grandfather and my mother's side's oozing with PR. So because he's also a lawyer and he ran for consular at one time. He didn't win, but my Lolo did run, and he, he was like president of the Lions Club. He was very active with Toastmasters. So my Lolo was like that guy who played golf like crazy, and not, my middle sister, she's the one who kind of got that PR side, and the charisma part, probably my eldest sister, because she's the one most like my dad. But that was something I always envied about my dad. He's like, he always had charisma. Like he always, and if you have charisma, it always seems like you're saying the right words to people all the time. Like he never, he could always make people smile, whether she's a waitress, whether she's a manager, wherever,
I think he
right? He
found
always,
his
right?
zen. He
Yeah,
he
yeah, I
found
think
his
that's
like
it.
sort of like how do I
Or you
say
could be
it? It's
born with
like
it, or you could be born with it. I think you're born with it. I think charisma is something you're born with. I don't think you can practice
yeah,
that.
but well, so well,
I tried it. Like I tried to say like nice things to people, and it just like I come off as a creep. You know. Hey, you were
but
looking
yeah.
really sexy today. Yeah, that
Okay,
didn't sound
let's
like what
say
way my
okay,
dad would
Hitler
say
was
it.
charismatic, so but he never. I think he said a lot of nice things to people. So I think it's more of like you have that. It's like radio waves or something. Like I don't know how to how to call it, but
Yeah,
you have that connection with people, right? It doesn't
yeah.
really
You just
need to be. You don't have to be really some charismatic people can be very like strong, but there are people who are also laid back but
But they
they
have
can be
charisma.
charismatic.
Like,
Yeah,
like, 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 I don't, regardless of what your political affiliations are, or whoever you support or whatever. But like Barack Obama, if you ever hear him speak, that guy has charisma, man. I tell you, that
right.
guy has
That's
charisma.
true, that's true.
They say Erap Estrada is like that guy's
Well,
like
he has charisma for
he has
sure.
charisma. He has charisma in spite of whatever you say about him. Whether he's a gambler or whatever. Whether he's a good president or whatnot. But that's what people say. Like Erap Estrada had charisma. Even my dad would say that because my dad was when my dad was like an undersecretary at the time when he was part of his like presidential run when he was a president and part of his term, and they would have lunch together. Like my dad said, like
Mhm.
Erap would drop by DFA because he was best friends with the Dominador something, Siason, I think. Dominador Siason was the Secretary of Foreign Affairs at the time. And like my dad was his favorite. So he would always like let my dad go with whoever is like the head of state or something at the time. So my dad would like, okay, we'd have lunch. And then, and he said, yeah, say what you want about Arab. And my dad would say, like, that guy's got charisma. Like he knows what words to say. He knows kind of how to treat women. And he can be like, it's like, it might even be like, I mean, like if I compliment a woman,
Mhm.
most likely it will come off as like I'm coming on to her or like I'm being a creep or like, but some guys can say like a woman is sexy or beautiful and a woman won't be offended. And I think that's partly there is because you have charisma. Like for some reason, when you say it, it doesn't come off as like you're a creep or a perv. And that's why I'm careful about that. When I say when I compliment the opposite sex or whoever for that matter, because people might think it's either kissing ass or you're trying to
Mhm.
get under her skirt. But I envy that about that. That he has charisma, and I don't have it at all. And people know that. I wear my heart on my
Well, they
sleeve
say
pretty much.
DJs have charisma, so you're a DJ, then you have charisma then.
You know what the funny thing, Ice, is like I was never briefed on that. Like I know we were told to like answer the phone politely. We have to be courteous with our listeners and so
What
on.
did you think we were going to do?
I
Just
don't.
sit there and play music?
No, no, no. But I mean, like nobody briefed me on like the flowery words. I'm like I wasn't like Billy Kane has charisma. If people I know personally, I think Billy Kane has charisma. I mean, that's why he's
He
like
does.
manage.
He
That's why he's
does.
managing a bank now in a span of like how many years only. He's like overstepped a lot of because he has charisma and I think the bottom line is he generates sales and whether he was our sales and production supervisor at the time, wherever he was at the time, the bottom line is it translates. And I think if you're a diplomat, if you're a salesman, if you're into the brokerage business,
You have got
you
to have
need
it.
you have to have it. You have to have it. I think you have it. That's why I didn't do any of that, even though I'm a management grad, so to speak, in Ateneo, but I never really like took up any managerial jobs. I never really did sales. I never went to,
See,
the,
because you
the
didn't like it, because you were not open to it. I think that's the reason why.
I don't have
You
charisma.
could be. No, you could be, but okay. Here's the thing. Um, before all of this, yeah. On my younger days, during my younger days, I was kind of like aloof, and it's kind of like um,
Yeah, because I didn't know you
I'm
back
not.
then. I didn't
Yeah,
know you
yeah.
back then,
I
right?
wasn't really like a people person up until when I started reading my dad's books, and they were like, "All right, oh, let me try it out." Like like 6 ways to make people like you, from the Dale Carnegie or Carnegie book that I read, and it's like, all right, I'll try it out. because it's it's a book. I was like, all right, whatever, like I have nothing to lose. Then I tried all of those things and it worked. I was
How
like,
to get people to say
holy crap,
yes,
it
right? Have you read that
worked.
book? Have you read that
Yeah,
book? How to get
no, I
people to
have
say
not
yes?
read that book. I have not
Shan
read that
Tzu's Art
book.
of War. I'm sure you read that. That famous
Um,
Art of War book.
ah,
That,
I've
that's
come across that
that's.
book. I tried reading it. I wasn't able to finish it. I
They
couldn't
say
even
that's like
remember the parts that
essential.
I've read
They say that's like
about that
essential
book.
in sales or something. I read it.
Yeah,
I forgot about it. I know you just have to be in a strategic position or something like that always.
right.
What
But
about the game? Was it called the game? The
the
pickup artist
game, I
book?
tried that too. And if you
Pickup
try
artist
the
book.
stuff
I
that
never
was
read
like
that.
written in it, you'd be like, wow, it works. So I think it's a matter of like if you really want to get into it, you can do it or you can do it. So I
Yeah,
did, and it's like, all right, so everything changed for me. It's like
yeah,
opening Pandora's box because once you open it, that's it. You can't go
yeah.
back now because you've opened it. You're like, I've got to say these things. I've
Okay.
got to be this man.
Will you
So
agree
that's
with
why
me?
I told you. Right.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
All
You
right,
told
so
me.
that's why I told you like the jobs that I have in a way on a different level, it's still like being in radio, like okay, being a medical representative, being an ALT right now, it's the same thing. I would go to schools. I go to 6 different schools. It's more of making them want our services because I'm a
Yeah,
representative of my company and I have to be. I just don't have to teach English, but I also have to make them like me in a way. But like priority is teaching English, but you can be a very good English teacher, but you can suck too because you're like you have a bad attitude, you don't have people skills and stuff like that. So,
got it.
that would be a minus factor for you and your company. So you have to be an English teacher plus you have to be likable. So it's
Yeah,
it's sort of
yeah.
like in a way
You have
same
to
as what we do before.
you have to have charm. You have to have charm. I don't know if you can develop that. Maybe in your case you did because you read books and you made adjustments to how you approach people. I don't know. I just never I never put myself in a position where I would be uncomfortable, where I would have to change or adapt or whatever. Like as much as possible, I've been
Because I
lucky. I've
think
been
you don't
fortunate,
have
right?
to. You,
I've been
you didn't
fortunate.
have to. You didn't have
I
to,
know.
dude. I was hungry. I was hungry.
I
I've got to do things. I've got to
No,
kiss
no. I
ass
mean,
and make money.
dude,
You
I
don't
mean,
have to.
I did make money. It's just I didn't do it that way. Like I always
Yeah,
found
because
ways to kind of put money in my wallet. Like I would sell my stuff, or I would always found
see,
ways
because you have stuff to
without
sell. If I have stuff to sell, I can sell my personality. I don't have anything to sell.
because you
My
didn't buy
personality,
anything. Because you didn't
because
buy
I couldn't buy
anything.
anything. You've,
Well, then
you've
why
heard
were
that
you okay?
expression.
Okay. Then why were you working? See, it goes back to that. It's like I had to work because I didn't buy anything. Okay, so now do you have stuff now? Did you end up buying stuff now? No, I still don't. You did. You bought a house. Okay.
All right, okay. We
Okay. There
have
you
some
go.
people joining us tonight. Like
Yes, we do.
Gabby, looks like someone's green screen finally arrived.
Yeah, you're a
Yes,
day late. You're an
yes.
episode late. You missed
Yeah,
out
you're
the
an
previous
episode
episode.
late. El
Uh,
Gato Green Screen, Jay Francisco. All
uh,
right.
I made, man. I made. I'm now officially a cheesy, you on air, not online personality, if that's the term. I don't really know what it is, but I've always been cheesy, so it doesn't matter. Not cheesy, but now I have it. It just adds legitimacy to my cheesiness. So who else is on board? Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Mandi, all the way from Dumaguete, my friend. This is the
Dumaguete. Hey,
this
what's
is
up?
this is the guy who I became untouchable at Ilustre, Anda, Bolton, all these streets downtown because of this guy. This guy hawak na lahat yun. All right, he would get me in Acropolis for free, spams for free.
Acropolis.
This guy had a connection. He was the master at Pints Billiard Hall. He was the master at Jardin. He was not only a billiard master, he was
That means
also
he's
a
charismatic.
yes, he is actually. He gets all the
He's
ladies. Well,
charismatic.
well, well. He
He's a
he hooks
people
up with the
person.
ladies. He hooks up with the ladies, and then I kind of underground him
All right.
because he's the opener. I'm the closer. You know what I'm saying? But
So
uh,
in a
but
way,
but,
you
but
made him your pimp. Is that
no,
is that
no,
what
no. He had
happened?
he had his too. He had his too. But that's how you know you're with a friend, because they also want the chick, but if they know the friend wants the chick more, he kind of gives way. And then if the guy gets rejected, then okay, go. She's all
Ha ha ha
you
ha ha. See,
yeah, yeah.
okay,
See,
Jeffrey, is
Jeffrey
this ha
knows. Jeffrey knows.
ha ha ha, or is this
He's
like ha 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 ha? Which one is
that's
it?
that's the famous Jepoy of on the street. This guy, City Strollers, Acro, Apo, all the gangs, all the frats. He's a member of, and I'm telling you, he taught me all the ins and outs of the streets. So I would not get lost. He brought me to Stag once, And Stag, all the while, I was expecting, okay, we're gonna be there to watch these, ladies in action and stuff. So I did, sat there. I was like, where the heck is Jet Boy? You know what he was doing the whole time? He was like at the back room or behind me somewhere playing high-low. It's like a gambling game where
Yeah,
like you
yeah, yeah.
drop
I
a
know.
ball.
I know.
I'm like,
I heard that from my dad that there was like a high-low place
he,
there.
he was playing high-low. I'm like, who the heck goes to a strip bar to gamble? Like, I sure don't.
Him.
Well,
Him.
I know exactly him.
I think my dad went with his
I was
friends there to
like,
gamble.
high-low. Dude,
My
this
dad
guy
wasn't a
is,
gambler, but his friends were, so he would
oh
be there from time
man.
to time,
Maybe he
and he
was
would
friends
like
with
talk
Jet
about it.
Boy. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if your dad knew Jet Boy. Because this guy hangs out with the older folks, with politicians,
Probably,
with what this guy
probably.
is like.
When was this? Was this in the 90s, early 90s?
90s, dude.
All right,
90s.
early
Like
90s. It might probably, yeah.
right when I arrived. Right when I arrived. Like he was one of the first guys I hung out with. And he's not even a
That was
Makaka boy.
all right. Okay, hey,
That was before. He said that was
he's
before.
making a statement now. That was
Yeah.
before. All right,
Yeah.
that was before.
Yeah. If you ever have a friend who like carries guns and stuff, that's the guy.
That would be him.
Yeah, he would be him, So I was like, okay.
He
And I was the
didn't
opposite.
actually, like brought guns, but he had a big gun.
Like
If you know what I'm saying, so to speak.
both. He was armed and deadly. So he was the guy basically like he was the guy where like I would go to Bohol Beach or one of these like really like sketchy places in Davao, and I would not fear for my life. For some reason, I just know in my heart that this guy knows
Bohol
somebody
Beach?
there.
What the heck were you doing at Bohol Beach?
So you even
What were
know
you
where
doing
Bohol
there?
Beach is, right? I'm pretty sure even nobody does anything worth mentioning
At Bohol Beach?
at Bohol Beach. What happens at Bohol Beach stays at
Stays in
Bohol Beach.
Bohol Beach. Oh
If you
man.
remember Bohol Beach, you know what I'm talking about. The red lights and everything. Y'all remember
Right.
that.
Those were the times that you don't want to recall. The times you
Yeah,
don't want to
that's-
remember. They're
and
not
this was
worth the memory.
and my friend, this was all before we became like DJs. So when we were going to auto shop, spams, no, not spams. We didn't go to spams. Auto shop, Halo, Liquid, Octane, all these bars, right? Before we even hit those bars, we were already hitting the sketchy places. So we were like,
Right.
right? This was like, this is not new. This is all nice and shiny to us. We've been to the rough spots. We've hung out with the funny girls. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean funny?
Dude, I'll ask you this. Have you
Right.
ever made up with a chick with dentures? With the dentures on.
Okay. Nothing against women with dentures, but thankfully
I didn't
have
say
not.
anything bad. I just
I
asked
have
you
not.
if you have.
I have not.
Okay. Have you ever made out with a chick with retainers?
I don't know about. I think I did retainers and braces. Yes, I
Okay.
have.
Now retainers, it's different. Retainers has that plastic thing on top, right?
Right.
Like and braces don't, right? Because you had braces like for many years of your life, right?
Right.
So basically what I'm saying is it's kind of similar,
Mhm.
but the dentures, it's like hard plastic.
Hard plastic. Hang on.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so what you're saying is like the dentures were
He's
not.
like, I made out with a girl with
Okay.
dentures.
The dentures were not taken off, right? So the dentures still in place. Basically, yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with. I'm just saying, like, because nowadays you see all these kids, the millennials and whatnot. They all have this like beautiful teeth and everything, and
Right.
I think the kids have
Lucky
smartened up.
them.
I don't know what happened during our batch, but I have a lot of friends who have dentures, and I'm like, what? You're only like 16, you already have dentures, but because I mean, I'm missing a tooth, and I actually had a denture made for this tooth, but because a chick told me like I'm bothered by that tooth, and I think she rejected me. I was courting her, and I think she rejected me because I was missing a tooth, and like I just can't for the life of me put a denture on when I was only like still going to school, and it just
Right.
in the States, like I didn't have a classmate who had dentures on unless he was boxing or something and he lost all his tooth. But it just didn't
How about
happen. Like,
implants? How about implants? No implants at that time?
but that I can afford implant. You know how much an implant is? It's $1,000 a tooth. That's 50,000 pesos.
Fudge.
Even now, I can't afford that. Like a tooth, but that's all I would need though. One tooth, my friend. Just this. I'm missing a tooth.
$1,000? That's like 50,000. That's 50K.
50K.
That's just what, like a MacBook and an iPhone? Oh man, come on.
But you know what they do, right? They will drill. They will
Right.
attach a little metal thing where they
Right.
will screw the tooth on.
Right.
So the drilling part I can deal with if I have like a cavity and they drill it, but they're drilling on my gums. I'm like, damn, the anesthesia better work. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it does work, so I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm thinking about it, but because what happens is if you're missing a tooth as you get older, the tooth opposite it is gonna start to grow longer because there's nothing stopping it.
Ah,
You see my like anyway, like I have okay teeth. Like when I went to
all right,
the dentist checked my teeth. He said, you know, your teeth's nice. Like it's arranged nice. I don't have teeth that's like sticking out, whatever, whatever. So he's like, you
right.
don't need braces, but you're missing a tooth, and it's a permanent tooth. So if you have the option, like what you said, implants, whatever. But I'm too old for that crap. You know, I mean, well, I mean, you know, I mean, come on. Is like if a girl doesn't like me because I'm missing a tooth, then back with her. All right. I got married.
All
My
right.
wife married
So,
me. She,
right.
you know,
What if
so
Raj tells you like, "Hey, Dad, that
he,
denture's bothering me.
he
You
does. He
need
does.
to replace
He
that."
does. He does. Why do you
I
know Raj
don't
so
like that.
much? Why do you know Raj? You know Raj
I'm
so
the
much.
ninong. I'm the ninong.
He is that type of. He's like that. He always like
Hey,
just
Dad,
like
you
because
need the implants.
I keep
Not for the
telling him
girls, for
like
me, please.
I'm like, Raj, brush your teeth. And it's like so sleepy. Like, Raj, brush your teeth. And like, it's like you're gonna have cavities. Like, yeah, but you know, look at you. I'm
You're
like,
missing a tooth,
okay, you have
you
a
little
point.
prick. You.
But not because of cavities. I lost this because apparently it was starting to get loose because the permanent tooth was growing already. I lost this. I was still in the States. The permanent tooth was already growing underneath. And what I did was I did not remove the loose tooth. So it hindered the path of my other tooth. So what happened is I actually have an impacted tooth. I have an entire adult sized tooth inside. It's stuck. It's in here somewhere. So I had the X-rays done and everything, and it's like apparently like lying flat. And I asked the doctor, "Do I have to remove this?" The doctor said, "You don't have to." And I said, "But if you do, you'll have to be like in therapy for like you have to recover for this." And I'm like, I was in radio at the time, so I'm like,
Nah, screw
"How you
it.
doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to do my ad lib like that.
Happy birthday.
Hey, okay, hey,
Uh,
okay. Anyways, enough of that
what?
story. So it's
All right.
Monday. What's going on?
All right. Okay. Let's just get this out of the way. What about Ariel Rivera? What's this
That's
about?
not Rivera. All right, no, because I
I
know
know.
what
Yeah.
I know what that story is, but I'm not gonna
Ariel
elaborate on it.
Rivera. All right, okay. So
I'm
so
not,
it's
I'm
not
not,
really the actual Ariel Rivera.
oh yes, yes, it's not there. Okay, I'm not
All
gonna
right.
elaborate
Okay.
on
All
that.
right. All right. Okay. We'll
Okay,
let it slip. Okay.
so
So we're talking about. Hang on. Tonight is if you're given a chance to travel in time, would you go back in the past or jump to the future? Which one would you choose? This is quite interesting. Yeah. I mean, time travel. It has been a puzzle that I don't think anybody can solve. Like
oh yeah,
people
not yet.
fantasize about traveling in time, but well, what if we could? What if what if we could travel in time? What
Or we
would you
would
do?
know. We would know because
Right?
people say share pictures of Nicolas Cage and like Keanu Reeves apparently existing during like the 1800s. I mean, you've seen those conspiracy theory
Dude,
pictures, right?
internet, they
Like
they just come up with so stupid crap,
they're
man.
like
I mean,
Nicolas Cage, 1860s. I'm like, is he a vampire? Did he time travel? You could do your research if you don't believe me. But if I could go back in time, of course, first thing I would do is I would remove that loose tooth
all right.
so that the
So
tooth inside
hang on,
can
but
grow out.
you have to choose between one. Would you
Oh
go
my
back
god.
in the past
Okay.
or would you jump to
Okay.
the future?
So let's
Would
start
you?
with
I
our
mean, is
take.
that okay?
So
Is that tooth really important? That if you're given like just one chance, this
yeah,
is your
okay,
chance to travel
you're right. Because if
to the
I had like
future or back in the past.
if I did go back in the past and remove the loose tooth and let that tooth grow out and I would have like complete set of teeth and I could have a full smile and everything, maybe that girl would have said yes to me and maybe we would have ended up and maybe I would be married to Irish and maybe I wouldn't have Jago and Rai and Jago and Raj and I don't know where I'd be, but I'd be probably with that chick. That's a possibility, right? So
Right.
okay, my question to you is, since we're asking this question to people, when you say traveling back in the past, you mean like basically saying I'm gonna lose everything I have now, my family,
Well,
my
depends on
wife.
what you do in the past.
No, you cannot
Because
do it exactly though. You remember what Doc Emmett Brown said? You change something. You take a misstep. You're
exactly.
late
So
for
what
a
I'm saying
date.
is
You're
depends on yeah. I
the
mean, if you're
picture of
gonna
my
go back
family will
there,
fade. My family
okay.
will start.
Let's say that me, I would just like go back in time and just like see my dad. You know, he was still alive, or look at my family when I
Okay.
was still young. But I wouldn't do exactly. I wouldn't do anything exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't mingle with them or whatever. I just
Like, would
like
you still be
look at
there?
them from afar.
Would
Yeah,
you
I'd
still
still be there.
exist, like walking around and stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I would, like
So how would you see your dad? Like secretly, like, or
yeah,
just like
just like
look at him
I will
from?
not talk to him. I'll just like just look
So
from
there's
afar
like
because
a
that
so
might change things and stuff like
so,
that. There might
so
be an
okay, hold
effect.
on. Let me ask you this question. Was
Right.
that you that I met at SM that I took a picture with and I shared on our OK Show page, or was that your doppelganger? Who was that? Was that a time traveling Iceman? I mean, there was
That
something
was
different about him. I wasn't too
yeah.
sure what it was, but there was something different.
He's the stupid version of me.
Is he watching? Is he watching? Is he
I'm not
watching?
sure. Probably not because
What
it's
time is
what
it in
it's
Canada
daytime.
right now? No?
It's probably around what like 8 a.m. So he's probably asleep or he's probably at
Okay.
work. So yeah,
All right.
I wouldn't count on
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But
You
yeah,
said it.
the
I didn't
thing
say
is
it.
like yeah, I'll just go back. Like yeah, you could do that. But if you try to do things, then things would
Then
probably
it will
change.
change. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're telling
But
me like if
what do
I
you
could
call
go
that?
back in
Butter like the
time.
ripple effect, butterfly effect.
Yeah, butterfly
What's
effect,
that?
butterfly effect,
All
butterfly
right.
effect,
Okay.
the butterfly effect. So you're
All right.
telling me like
So
if I could go back in time and like look at my Lola, but I can't mess with her. Like I can't talk to her.
you
I can't
can't
talk
mess with
to
the past, of
my
course.
past
Yes.
self. Can I like flirt with like the girls I was with back then just to test their loyalty? I mean,
Well, that would be a different story because that would
because I
I
look
don't know
kind of
how it will.
different now than back then.
Well, you don't have to tell them that you're actually who you are. You can just come up with an alias,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah. Maybe
Calvin
like
Klein, for that matter.
yeah. That's right. That's
That's
right. Maybe Calvin
Calvin
Klein.
Klein, yeah. So you get so that
Okay.
wouldn't really affect you
Okay.
directly, but you're messing
Um.
with other people's lives
Okay. All right. All
in
right.
a
You have a
way.
good point. Okay. I have made my decision.
All right, okay. What
I
would
go
it
to the
be?
future. I'm choosing the future.
You're choosing the future. All right.
Yes, because you know
Why?
why? Because
Why?
dude, I'm old. I don't know if I'm healthy and strong enough to see my youngest graduate. He's freaking 1 year. He's a 1 year old kid. All right. I'm
Right.
freaking 47 years old. I'm going to be 50 in 3 years. So let's do the math. Let's say he graduates in like 22 years, 23 years. 23 years from now, how old will I be? Okay. Dude, I'll be like 70 freaking years old, dude.
Right.
That's too old. Assuming my health, keeps everything intact, my brain, my body, my spirit, my mind.
That's
I
true.
mean,
That's true.
I would
Fair
go
enough.
to the future. I would want to see my kids just to check if I wasn't that bad of a dad. Like just to, 'cause, like I don't know if you see the movie Parenthood with Steve Martin, but he had a
Mm,
son who would get stressed out, and like apparently it's like a condition, and maybe the kid's a little, like just emotional, and
right.
the kid gets stressed easily, and then he started would have this like visions of his kid. One vision is his kid graduating like cum laude with honors and like thanking his dad. Like I thank my dad Yale for like raising me to be. And his other vision is his son going on a shooting spree, like a shooting rampage at a school. So he's like, okay, I better not screw this up, or my kid's gonna be either this or this. So my thing is, I know none of my kids gonna be like that. I'm just saying I want to go to the future. I just want to see if they're secure, if they're emotionally sound, and maybe approach them. Maybe they'll recognize me though, But maybe approach Diego because he probably won't recognize me at this stage in my life because he's still a baby. So maybe approach him and give him some tips. Like be easy on your dad. Change his diapers from time to time. I know he's like he's being a pain, and just see them. Because I'm not saying I'm not gonna be. I'm praying and I'm gonna try to be as healthy as I can so that I can still be there when they get married, when they settle down, and I can be a lolo. But I want to see it, with a clear mind and a healthy body, and just the reassurance that that future is there. And if I go back in time after being in the future and seeing that something's messed up, then maybe I could correct it or try to correct something, or
Right.
like stop yelling at Raj all the time, or buy him a bike finally, or not let him see my FHM collection and whatever it is that he ends up doing when he grows up and becomes like a nuisance to society. Because I want my children to be like productive citizens in the world. I don't want them to be. I don't necessarily expect them to be like anything major, but just productive, man. I want them to be good people. And in the past, I can't change. That's part of my story. Even the bad part that Pinky and I were talking about, like we experienced. As much as I would want to change that because a life will be saved if I do. Um, I think that really helped mold me a lot too to become like the person that I am. That even though you know me to be a person with a lot of fears, I'm also a person with a lot of like things that I don't fear. So I don't have a lot of hangups. That's basically it. But I have a lot of things that I fear, but I don't have a lot of hangups. So, so there, man. I go to the. I choose the future. Choose the future, and you choose. I would assume the past.
I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet. We still have like time, so I haven't
Take your
decided yet. I'm
son.
playing it safe.
What's going?
I'm playing it
Come
safe.
on. Okay. No, but I don't feel bad about
You
my
broke the
choice.
ice. That was an icebreaker. So, people, what do you
Uh,
think? Are you going back to the past? Are you going
I'm,
back to your, childhood days, or are you going to jump to the
oh
future?
man.
What are you gonna
Okay, I
do?
wanna I
Right?
wanna jump to the
Okay.
future so
Okay.
I can see
s-
Jong's guitar collection.
Right. Yeah.
I have to see
John's
how
joining us.
what kind of
That
guitar he
was
has now.
Ice Clone. Ice Clone. Well, actually, I was looking at the photo, and I thought I was like, yeah, he kind of looks like me, my brother. But even when we were kids,
Do
people would
people say
always mistake us for twins.
who's better
Hi,
looking?
Pinks.
You or I know you'd say
Well,
you, but
ask him. He'd
most
say
Oh,
people
hi.
him. Oh, hi, Pinks. How are you today?
Hi.
are you
I'm
coming
good.
from the
Thank you.
future,
A little bit
Pinky, or are
late.
you coming from the
Right.
past, Pinky?
I am coming from the past, Pinky, because I'm not
Okay.
there yet. I'm not quite
Yeah.
there yet.
She's a
Yes.
jumper. She's a jumper.
Yeah.
All right, but
I
okay, yeah. Going
am.
back to that
You're
question.
not.
Well, if you ask me, I'd say me. Then if you ask him, he'd say him. If you ask Don Alfred, like the guy,
What is
like
the question?
Miko.
What's happening?
Well, he was asking me who's better looking. The one who was with him on the photo,
The ice
the
clone.
clone, which is my younger brother who's in Canada.
Oh, you know what?
Or
That fooled me. That photo
See?
fooled me. I
we
legit
don't even look
thought,
alike. See, a lot of people
dude,
tell me that. Like,
come
oh, are you
on.
twins? Like, no, we're
Come
not twins. We're
on.
not identical twins. No, we're
You guys
not.
really
You
do
look
look
so
alike.
alike.
You look so much
You
alike.
do. I have no reason to
mean-
lie. You do look like twins. And
People
I
always say that.
sometimes
Even
can't
when we
tell
were
you
kids,
guys
are you
apart.
twins? Like, no, we're not twins. I'm the
You look
older
so much.
brother.
You look so much, and Kakai and Don look so much alike. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. No,
You just
Bam's
ruined her
watching.
day,
No,
Rod. You just ruined her day. See,
Because Bam's
that's the way.
watching.
That's a way to ruin her day. If you want to ruin her day, like, oh hey Reese, you really look like your brother Don, and she'd lose it.
Well, you think Don would want to look like his sister?
He would say that because everybody would say like,
Really?
no, we don't. So if and then my sister would be like, no, I don't look like you. You look ugly. Then he would say like, yeah, then you're ugly too because you look like me. We're
Yeah.
we're siblings,
Well,
so you're ugly
Facts.
too.
That's actually a real conversation in Iceman sibling circle of the conversation
He
when
would
they're
say that,
together.
pangit
I
po
would hear
ka.
them talk.
Pangit
Yeah.
po ka. Pangit po ka. So, ang ganda. Ganun.
So all right, so okay, so you think you look better than him, your brother?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I believe so.
What does your wifey say?
I think,
she thinks you
of
look
course,
better than him?
me. That would be
Okay.
weird if he says like,
Did
"Oh,
you
your
did you
brother's
ever,
looks
no
better
women
looking than
can
you." Like what?
women can be honest. Like I'm
No,
pretty sure women can be honest. Okay, so what
dude.
about
Even if
your
I ask her between
what about
me
other
and
people?
Derek,
What about other
she would say
people?
you're better looking than Derek Ramsey. If you ask my
Okay, all
wife,
right.
she'd
Yeah.
say that. That's how much she thinks I'm a little kid, who's so
Oh my
gullible
god.
that I would believe everything she says.
So
'Cause she
everybody,
thinks,
as far as you're concerned, thinks you're the better looking brother.
well, they have to tell me that, or else I will lose it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I have that personality. Like, I am the most handsome here. I am the most handsome here. Like I would lose it. All right, you're the most handsome.
Well,
All right.
for sure, you're the most arrogant. You win in
Confident.
that
Probably.
department, right?
So
that
there's
would probably
that. Yeah.
that would probably
Confident.
fit me more. Anyway,
There's a thin
John's
line.
like, all right, okay, Pinks, we're talking about
Let's read the first.
um,
Yeah, go. Explain to Pinky, then read John's.
right? So, if given a chance to travel in time, you go back in the past or jump to the future. Then we have our
First
first.
one.
Hang on, our first one, Jong. Go to the future and check if my crypto investments appreciate in value, or go back in time and tell my younger self to be smarter with money and buy more guitars.
I think it went down like recently, right? Or he went up again. I'm not sure. I don't really follow. I don't have crypto
That's fair to say. I mean, if
But
you're
I
making
think-
investments, it doesn't
yeah.
matter if it's cryptocurrency or other investments. I mean, I think you have to go to the future and check it
Okay,
out. Like, hey, dude, be smarter.
Pinky, let me ask you
Right,
both.
Pinky.
You can be honest about this. You have Bitcoin crypto investments?
No,
Did you make?
that is.
No, I
I
don't
was
have.
gonna ask. I was gonna ask because I have no idea how the concept works. Like it's
You
money,
can
but
ask.
not
You
really.
can ask Mao. Mao knows about this
It's
stuff.
just one of those. It's just one of those things that just go whew, past my head because it's a
Mhm.
little bit difficult to grasp. It's
What
like
about you, Ice?
there's a
Any?
lot
No, no, no.
now.
No, you never studied it. You
No,
never.
I didn't even bother. Like I've heard things and I've seen
Okay.
things, but it's
Well,
like, yeah,
you
like
you know
Pinky, I
you
don't quite understand it, and
you
it's
you know
difficult for me to get involved in
Exactly.
something I
you
don't
know where
understand.
I got the money from to have my walls bricked like this,
From your
right?
Where
cryptocurrency,
is it from
Yeah,
Bitcoin?
from Bitcoin, or
crypto.
You're
from
serious?
Dogecoin?
They're
Is it
like,
from Dogecoin?
you see the quality of the bricks laying in the back.
All
Looks
right.
just
It's
like
So
a
very,
that's what from
traditional
Bitcoin,
it's very nicely
or
colonial
made.
home.
what's the
Yeah,
other one? Like the
the
Ethereum,
living
like
room,
that.
the living room. No, Bitcoin. You mean?
And like there's
The
Bitcoin, and
living
the
room.
second one's like
I
what is
know.
that?
I'm thinking the living room. Um, yeah,
Ethereum, like
I forgot.
it's like I think number one's Bitcoin, and number two is like
Number one's Bitcoin. Then there's
Ethereum, like
Kappa. There's Kappa. There's Regin. There's
Ethereum or something, like whatever. Yeah,
Tong
but I know
It,
Dogecoin is
Sabong,
like
online
somewhere in top
Sabong.
five,
Yeah.
whatever. But
A
all
lot of
right,
people are going
okay.
crazy for online Sabong now, so I don't know. All
Oh
right, let's
man,
I know. How does
let's
that work?
online Sabong.
Yeah.
all right, yeah. How
Basically,
does
Do
that
they
work?
actually have chickens
yeah, they do. Basically, it's like
You
Sabong,
call
but
it
like there's nobody
roosters,
there.
Pink.
with like
Basically, you call
with
it
a?
roosters. You don't say chicken. Hey,
Yeah,
you want like I have a fighting chicken here,
I
or
know.
yeah,
It's like
Sorry. I mean, they're
like
still
kuya was
chickens,
yung
aren't
chicken,
they?
oy.
or people actually use the term cock. Yeah, like they have fighting
Yeah,
cocks.
cockfighting.
Yes,
Yes.
But then it's like
yes,
Right.
cockfights and
Right.
whatever. But
yeah,
rooster,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
see,
Chicken.
even John
Not
agrees with me.
chicken.
Rooster, not chicken. Chicken's like food.
Sorry,
Hey,
but
Pinks,
aren't
you
they
want chicken?
chickens
Like, all
too?
right,
Well, a
both are
rooster is a
chickens.
chicken, but you
Yeah.
don't call them that,
See?
like, you know. Wait, kita na kasang
So
chicken, ba?
wait, hold on. So
Bawag ni
hold on.
sabong yung chicken
There
ba?
there are two roosters fighting, and there's like a webcam, or like they
Yeah,
capture
because
it
like
on camera,
it's the whole sabong experience minus the like the
but
people there, and
online.
then you
All
bet
right.
via chat, and then you pay via GCash. Not
Okay,
that
hang
I've
on.
done it.
How do you know it's legit? How do you know
Wow,
it's
I'm
not
gonna
rigged?
online
grabe.
sabong.
You don't see. I mean, you only have a frame. How do you know it's legit?
Because if it's rigged, somebody gonna get hurt real bad. Because there's
How do
a
you even
lot
rig
a
chicken
lot of rich and influential
cockfights?
people are addicted to online sabong, and I have
Oh
no
man.
comment about it. All I'm saying is it exists. So if you think people make money because of Bitcoin, that's not the only way they make money. Have you seen those girls with cleavages playing Call of Duty online?
I know. If I have a
They make
cleavage,
money.
I would do that as well. Because I've
Have you
been.
seen? Yeah, dude, you did. You showed your nipple. What are you talking about?
I was looking at it. I asked my sister. I'm like, hey, what's wrong with this? I mean, what's wrong with this picture? I asked my
It's
sister, what
just
do they do? They just like hang out there for the whole day? Because
yeah,
one time I clicked
they
it,
play
and I thought it
ML.
was like recorded,
Yeah,
and I wanted
right.
to like forward it, whatever. It was
Sure,
like no, it was
sure.
actually live.
Sure.
It was no. I just checked because I'm curious, like what they're doing. I
You
mean,
click
are
it, the
they gonna?
cleavage was real. Yeah.
No, I mean,
Are they
if
gonna take
they're
it up? Are they gonna?
yeah,
Yeah.
right, stuff that like. But it's on Facebook, so I was betting that they wouldn't. But I was like, what did they actually do? So
But there it
I thought it
goes.
was still. I thought it wasn't live anymore and it's already recorded. So
It's still
I wanted
live. It
to
was
like
still live.
before it was still live. So I was like,
It was still
what the
live.
heck? And she was like, she was just like, they're doing this like,
Yeah. And she was like
she's
playing. She
like
was
talking.
playing.
I'm like,
There's this guy,
how
dude. I
are people
saw.
watching this? How are
Dude,
people watching this?
there's this guy I just saw recently. I showed it to Raj, and he's like, "Kawawa naman siya." And I'm like, Raj, look at his views. The guy has like 3,000 plus live views. And you know what this guy was doing? He's like this
Right.
like high school bullying it kid playing ML, and he didn't even have like a camera. Like he was playing the ML in front of a mirror, so that you can see his face, and you can also see him playing ML, which is like this
Right.
video, this like Mobile Legends thing, and you can see him because he doesn't have the app to put this like thumbnail video of his face on the thing. But dude, the guy's got 3,000 almost 3,000 live views.
All
How
right. So
many
we're
do we
bitter
get?
people here. All right. We're bitter
We
people
are.
here.
No, we're doing
Folks,
the wrong
so,
thing.
yeah. I don't
Nobody
know.
wants to hear intelligent talk. They all want to see stupid
Why
stuff.
do
Like-
why do people like to watch other people
Okay,
do things
that-
and
okay,
like play
Mal called me.
games?
You all know Mal.
Right.
Mal called me because he
Yes,
knows about
yes.
this show.
Familiar.
You know,
Right.
yeah,
So he
Yeah,
asked
yeah.
you to take off your clothes.
No, he calls me. He goes, dude. Like, yeah, your show, blah 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 blah, like this. Like, yeah, do you watch it? Yeah, it's in an episode, blah blah. But you know what, dude? You know this thing going on? Like, there's somebody doing it on Facebook Live. Like, what is it? Like, this person was just driving the bus and like greeting people. I'm like, driving the bus,
What?
greeting people. He's like, it's like a game. He's like, he's just driving a bus and greeting people. And I could like envision it, driving a bus, like the game is driving a bus. It's like, yeah, you know what? I came across that stupid thing. There's actually like a game where like they're driving a bus and they're like just greeting people. I mean,
I'm sorry.
it's an
The
actual.
game is a person pretending to drive a bus,
It's a game. It's like a game. So what they do is like they put themselves in the like the screen, looking like they're
like a
driving the bus.
simulator. Okay,
It's a
okay,
simulator. It's supposed to be like
okay.
the most difficult roads in the world while driving a truck or a bus. And and there are chats. They're going, "Pa shoutout naman, idol." Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, okay. That guy and that person had like maybe like 5,000 live views or
That
something
is
at the
so
time.
wild.
So I'm like, okay, hold on.
5,000 live views
For just people watching him drive that
just
stupid bus.
for shout
It's
outs and
it's
pretending to
like
drive a bus.
it's like somebody playing
Wow.
Temple Run, like somebody playing Temple Run, and you're just watching them play
Yeah.
Temple Run, and just say, "I don't pa shout out naman." I'm like, okay, should I envy this? Do I really want to be a part of something like this? Would
Okay,
I,
according to Gabby, that's Euro Truck
that's
Simulator 2.
see, even Gabby
Alright.
knows. I'm sure Gabby probably asked for a shout out from that guy,
Idol pa shout out naman.
or
But
or for all
why?
we know,
Why is it?
one of them is Gab. He's probably one of those guys. I knew that
Probably.
jacket looked
Why do
familiar.
people
Maybe
like
that's
to
where he
watch
got
other
his
people play
funding.
games?
That's where he got his fun.
No,
What?
no. I
What?
mean, this behavior. It's all over now. Why are people
don't
so
know.
interested in seeing
I
other
don't-
people do
okay,
things?
I
It's
understand.
ridiculous.
I understand Ivana Alawi washing the laundry, people millions watching. That's kind of like that's worth
Okay,
watching.
yeah,
I
I
mean, for a
get
guy,
the
I
appeal
worth
because she's a beautiful woman. You don't really see
She
like
was like
those kind of
braless.
people near a batis,
I mean,
washing
I'm
clothes.
telling you,
Yes, I
even
get
if
it.
it's like even if it's some like ordinary looking Inday doing that,
Yeah,
wearing that,
exactly.
guys
That's
would
that's
still
what I'm
watch.
saying.
We would also
Exactly.
like
That's
watch
what
it.
I'm saying. I mean, she's in a league of her own, but
I
like
know.
normal people, like that
But
guy
like
from
some
Indonesia
dork
who was like
I know.
just sitting there not doing anything, and people watch him do nothing for hours. That's bizarre.
It just goes to show you,
Oh, people
do
are
as the
bored,
Ro-
man.
do
People
as the
are
Romans
bored.
do. Do as the Romans do. Unfortunately, we're not in
That's
Rome
just
and we're not Romans, so we just
that's
have to
just
do what
weird. I think that's
Pinoy's
just
do.
weird.
I mean, I'm not.
It
I'm
is
not knocking
Yeah.
it. I'm not knocking it, but it's that's the term masa. That's where it comes from. Masa. It's the majority. The majority doesn't always mean the best. It's just the majority. It's the most commonly appealing thing in the world.
But
It's easy to.
wasn't
know.
there like a news article a couple of years back where people they exposed like this Japanese thing where people pay money in Japan, like Japanese men pay money to watch people eat. Isn't that a thing there?
Hold on,
Like
they
there's
pay
this lady
people
who just
money?
eats. Yeah, they just eat and
It's
like
mukbang,
these
right?
guys watch him eat. I think that was before mukbang became a thing. It was like this article about a Japanese woman
There are
who just
probably a
ate
lot of
on
weird
cam
stuff
and
that
just
goes on in here that's not really mainstream, but that was probably a thing, but I didn't hear about it.
Oh
It could be
man.
like a
yeah,
thing on
that's
the
just
internet, but if I asked my Japanese friends, they would probably like,
so
"What? Like, no, I've
what?
not heard
Okay,
of it."
so it's
Yeah.
not
But it's probably a
as
thing.
well
I mean,
known.
Japan has a lot of weird stuff going on, but
I
I mean,
think
it's
I think
probably
I
not
think
mainstream.
we have to do
Same with
something drastic
any other
here.
parts of the world. Yeah.
Ice, we have
You
to
know
like
what? I
fight.
think
We have to fight or something. We have to do something here, Ice. Like I don't know, fight or I don't know, like experiment with sex toys. We gotta do
that
something, man.
desperation is sinking in, right? But I
We
think
can't
it's
have the
the
same.
voyeur and everyone, like people
Yeah.
want to watch. It's the same way as looking out your window, looking at your neighbors do stuff. So I think that's I
I
kind of
mean,
get
that's
it a little
really
bit, but it's just
going far for me. I think
no,
at least for
man.
me.
It's not even going far. It's going really
Be-
shallow. It's like super shallow.
it's the same thing. You're looking at someone going through their day-to-day lives. It's like going out,
It's like
looking
the
out the
Big
window
Brother.
and
It's like the
watching
Big
your
Brother. Like
yeah, exactly. Why
even
is it a
that
big
time,
deal? Why is it?
I didn't like it. I mean, okay. I
I
like no offense to. Okay, I'm gonna be offensive to people who likes Big Brother, but I just
I'm
found
not,
it
I was never a
stupid. I was
fan.
like,
I was never a
oh
fan. It
man.
was
I mean,
stupid.
why would you like every time I come home, then I catch somebody watching it, and I'm like, I will not allow that thing to be in my house because I pay
Yeah.
for
I
the
know.
cable TV
I
at
know what
that
you're
time. Like,
saying.
shut that thing off
I know
or
what you're
change
saying.
channels because
I do
that's
that to my kid.
stupid.
I do that
And
to my
like,
kid. He starts watching stupid stuff on YouTube. I'm like, what are
is
you
there
watching?
like this? I
Yeah.
don't like what they do there. I mean, probably for some people it's entertaining. It wasn't entertaining for me. So I didn't like it. So now I don't get it too. The thing, like watching somebody playing a game.
I think with Big Brother, dude.
But
I think it's just because these people were kind of good looking. I think that's the thing. It's like they want to
Well,
see
Even
the
not
game
all
more.
of them.
even
Have
yeah,
you
not
like
well,
all of
seen
if
them,
you put
but
it that
some
even
way,
people
then,
involved?
no,
Well,
I don't watch it. Like I just
I mean,
remember
if
the
you
first season.
go to other channels, there are other good-looking people there too. I mean, come on.
Okay,
true,
here's what I
true.
don't get with Big
With like a
Brother. It's
plot or something.
there's this guy's voice who's like, oh, mga housemates, oh, magano na kayo, blah, 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 blah. Oh, punta kayo sa ano ngayon. And why is this guy like doing that to his voice? Everybody knows it's that Jogi guy, right? It's that director dude.
I don't know.
Isn't that him? Why is he even pretending
Maybe
that
he's
nobody
Hang
he's
on,
knows?
using
Rod.
like
Rod, hang on. You're telling me you don't like the show,
he's
but
never
you know
seen it,
who's the
but he
voice.
No,
knows the voice.
He knows the
I
voiceover of
know.
the show.
I know because he's Big Brother. You hear it. I mean, it's like you don't have
Dude,
to
I have
watch
no
the
idea
whole
what you're
thing.
talking about.
No, it's like, dude,
There are
that's the concept of
holes
Big
in your
Brother.
story, my man.
That's the concept of Big Brother. He's Big Brother. It's not a bunch of people just sitting there.
He
There's
even
somebody
knows the
telling them what to do.
backstory of the Big
Of course, I
Brother.
know
I
that.
didn't even know who the guy
backstory.
was.
But because Big Brother didn't start in the Philippines. Big Brother has been around. We've been doing news about that on our radio
Right?
show.
How do you
even
know it's
before.
Jogi or whatever that guy's
Because
name is?
it's in ABS-CBN and that guy runs the whole thing. Like he's
All
the
right.
only guy who directs everything. It's either him or Manahan.
Is he?
Right?
Is he really?
I don't even pretend you
The
don't know.
voice?
Come on, you guys know what I'm talking about because that guy supposedly is like the
No,
uncle.
I don't know
of, like,
that guy. Okay, hang on.
he's like the
Me
maybe you
too.
wanna
I
hear,
don't
but
know
he's
him at
that
all.
guy supposedly is like the uncle of Sam Milby. That's why he
All
got
right.
in. And
Okay.
Sam Milby got famous.
You learn something
because of-
something new every day.
That's why I have a brick wall.
All right.
Okay, hang on. Let's go through these.
Hey, you brought up Big Brother.
comments,
I
all right?
didn't.
All right, okay. Maribeth would want to go to the future. You mean go to the future? Tita, it's not go back to the future. Not unless you've been to the future.
Maybe
so
she's
you would-
been there before.
All right,
Yes,
Tita.
yes. That's the
Tita,
point. That's the point of it.
Have
That's
you
the
been to
point.
the
That's a
future? You have to tell me.
possibility.
He
You have
has
to
been.
tell me.
He has
All right.
been.
Okay, Jong's advice to you, Pinks, you have got to buy some
What? Why
cryptocurrency.
what?
Cryptocurrency.
Oh, I
This
thought the
was like from
chickens. I thought we were
conversation.
back to chickens.
Okay.
Hey, it could be the chickens too. I don't know.
Okay,
It could be the
okay.
chickens. It
No,
could
no,
be
no.
the
Hold on,
chickens.
hold on. Cryptocurrency. Let's talk about cryptocurrency. Okay. I've been told by friends too. I had a friend based in Australia. He's been advising me, dude, my crypto, I bought like $7,000 worth. It's not worth $27,000 or something. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, this is like Australian dollars. So I'm like, okay, wow, that's a lot. Sell it then. He's like, nah, man, not yet. Not yet. Okay, see, that's the problem.
What if
I
it
think, for me.
crashes?
I know. It's freaking, it's like online mining.
How do you know
crap.
when to quit while you're ahead? Yeah, exactly.
It can be manipulated.
So it's
It can be manipulated. Anything that is not backed up by solid gold, like our currency is, can be
money.
manipulated.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like don't do crypto. I'm just saying if you're winning,
You have to be
Get out of
smart
the
about
casino.
it. Yeah.
get your winnings.
Yes.
Then you can reinvest
true.
if you want. But it's the same thing with these other investment things. If you're winning, get out of there. Get to the chopper.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's
Right.
easy for you to say. But the point is, when do you know how to, when
Yeah.
to
I
stop?
What if
How do
you-
you know when to stop?
What if you're that guy and you started out with like 500 and now you have 27,000? Would you quit now?
Yeah,
When you
would.
started out
So
with
it's
500 and now
I
it's
would.
kind of
27,000?
like
You would?
trading-
Really?
I would, yes. I would. I'm that kind of person.
it's
man.
kind
I
of like
don't-
trading
money
stocks
doesn't money
then.
doesn't make the world go around, dude. It helps, but
All right. Okay.
it can ruin you. It can also help you. If
All right.
you have none, it will
So
ruin
you buy and you sell. Just go to BTC if
You
you, have
can-
to
you-
choose one. The rest, bahala na.
Yeah.
So I think
I
BTC is what?
Manila Town
Bitcoin?
Center. Manila Town Center.
Could be.
I don't know.
BTC stands for.
Bankerohan Town Center. That could be it. All right, Jeffrey.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
It reminds me of your old
The,
house.
the brick wall.
All right,
You've been in
okay.
my old house, right? Right, Pinks? Ice, you both have been.
Yes.
We have that
Yes,
brick wall going
you
on,
have
baby.
bricks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
rooster, not chicken.
chicken. Rod, time to show some cleavage then. See?
Nope, that's Iceman.
Cleavage.
No, that's Iceman. That's Iceman.
That's Iceman's thing, apparently.
Hey, Ice, stop.
Cockfighting or Nito fighting. Oh, come on. Jeffrey, your stag personality is coming out, man.
Exactly. Go back to playing go back. I was gonna say last two. Go back to playing
Go back
Hilo.
to Hilo.
Hilo.
Go back to
Hilo.
Hilo now. Gabby D, that's Euro Truck Simulator 2. People watch the weirdest things. Yes, of course they do.
They watch us.
But okay.
You guys
It
watch
is
us.
true.
You
They
guys
Okay,
watch
the
watch
Big
us.
Brother-
weirdest- True,
Yeah,
true, true.
Big
There's
Brother,
that.
I don't get it. But for those people who are watching those sexy girls playing games or whatever, okay, that I get. If they would say like, Oh, because I want to
Yes,
watch
because
their
sex.
cleavage. I want to, yeah,
Yeah,
because they're
exactly.
sexy or
That
Oh,
whatever.
that's
That's
understandable.
you mean in Big
understandable.
Brother? In
That's
Big Brother,
fine.
you mean
No,
in
no.
Big Brother?
With Big Brother, I don't get it. Like,
No,
I
Oh,
don't
like
you
get
mean
it.
you mean
like playing games.
the
Yeah,
gaming.
yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
get it.
Yeah, so with the gaming, I get it. They say like, no, I like watching it because they have cleavages. Like they're showing their cleavages. They're so sexy.
Yeah,
They're showing their armpits and it's so smooth. If they have that fetish, then I understand that.
you're
But the
right.
Big Brother, I'm
Their
like,
Yes,
what are
armpits
you
are
because
looking
sex
at
smooth.
there?
sells. Like
There's
it's
Their
not.
nothing there,
their armpits are smooth. You're right.
right? So
But
yeah,
okay, but I'm
like a
not defending
baby.
I'm not defending Big Brother here. Like I said, I know stuff about it, but I didn't like watch it religiously or anything. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Big Brother, Big Brother was not online. It's TV. It's a syndicated TV series. These
Right.
How
cleavage
about now?
shows
Is it?
they
Oh,
appear whether
yeah.
you
They
want it
they're
or not. They show up on your feeds. The Big Brother doesn't. It's a choice. You can watch it or you cannot watch it. So I think that's the difference there. It's like when
But
you see
still, if
these
like
videos,
I
they're
think you
like
still have a choice.
suggestions.
Even if they appear, you can like cross it out. You can like
you can always
you can
just
just like
scroll
yeah,
up or down
close
or
it.
That's
skip.
Yeah,
true. That's
or
true.
close it.
But
Yeah.
it's like a downward spiral. Once you click one video, then you'll see the
Yeah,
next
it's
one,
a
and then you see
rabbit hole
after.
thing.
It's a
Like
rabbit
you're
hole.
on YouTube.
Yeah,
You're on YouTube. You
but
watch one
It's a
still,
stupid
rabbit
video
hole.
and you're there for hours without knowing.
I know,
exactly, yeah.
and then
Right.
trying to
still,
figure out what the heck was it that I initially wanted to watch. You're like, you
There,
totally
there was this
forgot
one
it.
time that I was actually just looking for pancake recipes, and I ended up looking at Mark Harmon. You know the guy from NCIS,
Yes,
Mark Harmon.
yes.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know. I was looking for pancake recipes, and then I started stalking him for some reason. I don't know
Mark
why. It's a
Harmon.
thing. It's a thing.
No,
Yeah,
it
Right.
he
happens.
Okay.
was really
But
good
then
looking when he was
again,
young.
I would go back to
It
like I didn't
happens.
get the Big Brother thing,
I
but
didn't
if
get that
people
either.
would watch the sexy
Well,
girls playing games, that I
different
get.
folks, different
Like,
strokes.
mm,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But
So if
isn't
they
that
say like, well,
where
I like them because they're
that's
sexy.
where
I'm like,
BB
all right,
Gandang
it's
Hari
more,
came out, right? That's where BB
I
Gandang
think
Hari
so.
came out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's where
so.
No,
it's
Bibi
on the Big Brother.
Danghari was already an artista before, right?
No. I think he came out. No, he
Rustam,
didn't
yeah,
came.
yeah, he came out as
Rustam
BB
came
Gandang Hari
out
there.
on Big Brother.
Ah,
They
okay,
needed to
okay.
It's
generate
BB
I
views
get
and
it.
Gandang
I
Hari,
get
stuff.
it.
right?
Yeah, so
Okay,
they
no,
needed
I don't.
something.
I prefer Twitch than Facebook gaming. All right, what's Twitch?
It's a
There's
gaming.
Facebook gaming.
It's YouTube for gamers. I have Twitch.
All
I
right,
have a Twitch
okay.
account. So
I
it's like,
remember
yeah.
there was a live streamer who just streams to sleep, and it gets a lot of
Now
views.
that's just a whole
He
nother level
streams to
of
sleep.
weirdness.
All right,
Okay.
maybe those people who are watching are
You,
creeps. You know what
you
I'm
know
saying?
what movie
That's
was
so
ahead of its
weird.
time? You know what movie was ahead of its
What?
time?
What?
The
Truman
Truman
Show?
Show. The Truman
Ah,
Show. Though it
Yeah,
wasn't a vlog, he didn't do it himself. He wasn't aware of it. The fact that they kind of
yeah,
made his life a movie, that was kind of way ahead of its time. And now everybody is a Truman Show, but they're all willing. Like we're all
yeah.
willing to
The
be,
the the weird thing about Truman shows never gave consent. It was done to
Yes,
him. Now
yes,
people are
yes.
it was
Truman
voyeur.
showing
It was
themselves.
voyeur.
Yes, that's right.
Truman
Yes,
Show. All
it's
right, there's a
bizarre.
spy cam.
Okay,
All right.
in relation to our topic, you guys asked like, would you go back in time or go back or go to the
Right.
future? For those who say go back in time, do you think that your 2021 self would survive back in like 1985 without like
Hang on.
all the comforts that we have now? Like,
Uh,
do you ever think about it? Like, imagine yourself going back
I
to
think I would. I think I
1985 and
would.
you're and
If
you're
I go
your
back in time
and you're
and
your
stay
same
there, I
age.
would. I would.
No,
See,
no,
that's
no,
that's a completely
no.
different
That's
ballgame
like
now because you
that's like yeah, that's like me going to like some province with like a Gaisano branch there. That's like the oldest Gaisano that we had here in Davao before. If you guys have been to the provinces, in nothing, no knock, but they do have like a Gaisano there or whatever. But you go there, it's like you feel like you're transported back in like old Davao, where like
1990s Davao. Yes, yes.
yeah,
I
right.
getcha.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure you
yeah,
can
yeah.
relate. So you're like, even the Gaisano in Toril, like I don't know if the Gaisano in Toril, but I mean like the Gaisano in Digos, it's nice, but if you compare it to like let's say SM Premier or like Gaisano Mall here or the Gaisano Mall, the air conditioning's different, the
It's
colors of the
different.
walls
Yeah.
different, the stuff
The
they
feel is
sell is
different.
different, the feel is
Mhm.
different, the food court. They still have Big
Dude,
John
even the
Burger for
smell
crying out
is
loud.
different. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
Like there's
So
a
that's like
distinct
me going back to the 90s.
it's not,
Or,
not
yeah,
that
I
it's
don't know.
bad. Yeah, I know, right? Like
Yeah.
think about it.
But
Like
how long are
once
we staying
you've
there
tasted
for? The question is, how long are
exactly.
you
So
staying?
you
How
have
long
to
will you be
like
staying there for? If you go back in time, or
is
go
it
to the
like
future,
a
like
snap?
It
you
Like
depends
you
on
decide.
just
you. You can stay there if you want. I mean, you have a chance to travel
Okay,
around.
all right,
so
all
It's
right,
either
time
you
all
want
right.
to stay
traveler
there, if you want
ka.
to go to time
Okay.
well, because it's like
Um.
a one-time thing. It depends
Oh
on you. I
man, this
mean,
is tough.
you know.
But I go
It's a
All
first.
right. So you
one-time
have to pick
thing.
one. It's a one-time thing. So that's why I told Rod you
Ah,
have to pick.
okay.
Would you jump to the future or would you go back in the
Oh,
past?
the,
Which one would it be?
but you can't go back
You
to the
can't have both.
present. You can go back to the
Can you
present.
go back
You
to
can,
the
if you
present?
want to go back in the present, you can do.
Okay, good,
But
good.
if you
Okay.
don't want to, if you want to stay, you can also stay there.
But
Okay, I'll
Rod,
choose future.
bear in mind that you can only do it once. You can only
Yeah.
travel back in time once or forward once, and then come
Yeah,
back
and come
once.
Future.
back. Yeah.
Future.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Future?
So
But you
hang
have
on.
to-
Let's just get this out of the way. Some just like
Okay.
live to.
Go.
Some just like to live vicariously. I don't get it either. Then shout out to the Chugi boys, whoever they are. Chugi boys.
Yeah.
Are you one of?
Am I-
Are you one of
Yeah.
them?
Yeah, I am.
Are you a
Ateneo, those
Chugi
my
boy,
Ateneo
Rod?
friends. My Ateneo friends. Yeah, my Ateneo
All right.
friends.
Okay.
Then
I thought
Carlo, the late Milky, and myself.
All right. Okay. Hot
Four of
take:
us.
Twitch is the superior streaming platform. Jump to the future. Sure, the simple life in the past is awesome and nostalgic, but I enjoy the comforts of modern technology, medicine, etc.
Medicine, right. That's
That's
a good point.
true. All
That's a
right,
good point.
medicine. I would like to go to the future then. No, I'm not giving my answer yet. I have not decided yet. Okay. Rog already decided.
Ikaw,
Rog already decided. I have not decided yet. All right, just for
Yeah,
the
I
record, I have not
decided.
decided
I
yet.
said
But yeah, that's a good
okay.
take.
Can
That's a good
we
point. Medicine.
can we at least mention the year? Should we mention the year?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I
it's
mean,
up to you.
like-
You can.
tomorrow
yeah, it's
can
up
be
to you.
future, you know?
Yes,
Tomorrow
yeah.
is the future. We have to
Or
be
2 hours
specific
from
about-
now, that would be the
like,
future.
I know. Like how far ahead? How far ahead or how far behind?
Well,
So,
depends on you. You have a time
let's set
machine at your
parameters.
disposal.
the parameters here. So okay, so if you're gonna go back to the future, if you're gonna go to the future, how far ahead? Like after COVID, or is it like when my kid graduates? There's no restriction.
There are no restrictions. You can. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, okay. So I said future, right? I
Yeah,
wanted
you
to
said
go to-
future.
Oh, that's
because
a
you want to
hard
see your
thing
kids.
to decide
I
on.
wanna see Raj graduate. So that Raj will graduate. He's 9 years old now. If all things go
You have
well,
to be
we wanna-
smart here, man.
I
'Cause
know,
maybe you're
I know,
like-
I know.
You're like, all right, I want to see him graduate. Then I'm like, you're calculating like, oh, in 20 years. Then you go there, then he's like lagging behind some subjects. And you're like, fudge.
Second year pa rin.
No.
Life.
I'm gonna make sure because we want him to take up medicine, and I don't know if he's gonna take up medicine
Right.
because he's we want him if we have the money to send him to medical school, why not? But we kind of he's brilliant so far, the top of his class and all that. So I'm like, he has a future. We don't have a doctor in the family, so I want him to take up medicine. So even if he doesn't, I'm sure if I jump, how many years is medicine, Pinks?
I don't know. I
More or less, okay.
didn't take
You
up
have
medicine.
four
Like, how
years
old will you graduate when you're
pre-med is like 4 years. Yeah, all right.
20?
Pre-med 4
19?
years. No, because now you will graduate 22.
Okay,
because
so you'll be
of
26
Shut up!
after
No, I
pre-med.
did not graduate 22.
No, but
No,
now
yeah,
they do. Because
now
they
they
have
do because
12
they have senior
yeah.
high.
Yes.
Oh,
We didn't have
see,
senior
we
high
have the
then,
senior
so
high
now we have
thing,
plus
right,
three.
right.
So more or
Oh
less,
man,
it'd
it
be like
sucks to be a
22,
kid nowadays.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know they're in
So-
school forever.
so
They're in school forever.
22. You'd
Okay.
finish. Then
Plus
that's
pre-med.
like that's pre-med. So that means another 4 years for
Med
medicine.
school is like
So-
4 years, so
4 years.
26.
So-
Then you need
6,
to have
okay.
an internship. Let's say like another year for like board review. Then you take the board. So
let's say
he'll
it'll
be
at
a
least
list.
30, Rod. 30.
30.
It'd be like
So-
30 or something.
30
So at
by
least
that-
when you jump to the future when he's 30, then you would know if he's a doctor or not.
No, 'cause I'm hitting two birds with one stone because like whether he's a doctor or not, I'm hoping he's at least graduated by then and has a job.
Right.
And by the time happens, Diego will be 20, so he'll be graduating college. So
Right.
I'm hitting two birds with one stone at that stage.
Okay, you could do that. See?
Raj is 9 years older than Diego.
Right.
So by
So
the time
jump to the
Diego-
future.
Yeah, so I want to see my kids. The question is, will my wife still be with me?
All right. So that's another that's
will
another
be the
problem that you're
surprise
facing,
here.
huh?
I
So your
might
kids
see,
graduating.
it's
Will
one or
your
two.
wife still take your BS?
Either I'll see my wife
At
there
that
with another
point?
man, or I'll see myself being pushed by a caregiver or something.
Or you're
If-
probably not around anymore.
Oh, come on, man! Don't say that.
I mean, if your wife's with somebody else, then you're
Wow.
probably not around anymore,
But still,
right?
you think that's the only reason?
Or
You
what
think?
I think
You think?
what if
that's
you
the only
both
reason your
moved
wife
on?
would be someone else, would be with someone else. Because I
You
know,
really think? I'm
Yeah,
praying
well-
that that's the case. But
yeah. I
you
mean,
know.
if you're telling me, oh, you see your wife with another man, so I mean, I would assume like I think she'll love you that much that I don't think he'd leave you. She'd leave you, so she'd probably like
you never
she
know.
probably has a reason. Oh yeah, you never know though. But I'm saying like that could be it. Yeah. So
Yeah, and then the funny thing is like you see Raj like graduating from med school and all this whatever, and he's like giving the speech and like I really thank you, Dad, for sending me to school, and he's
and
pointing at another
not the
man.
you
He's
dad.
pointing at another man.
Oh no!
Thank you, Dad, for being the real dad to me, for sending me to school, for
Thank you
buying
for
me
all
a
your
bike
support.
finally.
You
Buying me a
never
bike.
you never shout at me. You never yell at me like my real father. He always yells at me.
You don't
He
make me come
sucks.
after you to eat chicken nuggets. I'm like, I'll be like, and I'm like, what? Shoot, why did I choose the future? I want to
And
go
you-
back to the
and
past before all
he's,
this.
he's making his speech, and you're the only one in the audience is like, boo, boo.
Thank God for taking the place of that horrible man who I used to think was my father, but all he did was play PS5 all day.
The nerve of that guy.
He would always give me the broken controller. What a dickhead. See, that's what I'm scared of. Take me back. I want to go back to my Lola when I was the baby.
All
When I
right.
was the rotten one, when I, God, now you have to, okay. See, that's the thing with kids. You're too nice, they abuse, right? They become spoiled. You're
All
too
right. So which
strict,
one
they
is it?
rebel.
Future or past?
Future.
I know.
Alright,
I'm
okay.
confused
I'll take my
now.
chances. Future. I'll take my chances. Future.
All right. Okay. That would be a bummer if you jumped into the future and COVID is still there.
At least
And
you're
like
still
all
alive.
all the talk about the vaccine apparently was not true. Like people fell in line
Right?
for it.
Like,
and,
oh,
like
man.
it's 2025 and it's the same thing.
You go to the
Oh,
mall,
man.
there's still lines. People are still trying to get
Yeah.
their walk in.
And people
Please sit,
people are
please
still
sit.
wearing face shields.
Oh man, that
Jeez.
sucks. That sucks.
Oh, that's not funny, actually. That's not funny. Stop saying that, Jong.
That's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Right.
Stick to your cryptocurrency, Jong. Stop predicting the future with COVID. No, but I mean,
That's
yeah,
ridiculous,
that's
man.
sad,
Like,
that's sad. That's sad.
you know, the thing is, nobody saw, this pandemic coming because January 2020, I was still traveling. I was one of those people who were like, who never really believed that it was going to be a thing because SARS hit and we weren't really hit very hard. Like some
That's
people
true,
went
that's
through it.
true.
but not-
Yeah.
It's not a
SARS,
pandemic.
well,
And we're like,
whatever,
Pinoy yan,
SARS,
mainit sa Pilipinas, hindi yan mabubuhay dito. Kasi
Exactly.
mainit sa Pilipinas.
Exactly.
Do you guys
Exactly.
remember that
My thoughts
conversation?
exactly.
That's right.
Oh,
that's right.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Pigs,
I was
Pigs,
traveling and
you've been to Hong Kong, right? Several times, right?
yeah.
Okay, so you notice like when we went to Hong Kong, I would notice like the senior citizens they were always wearing masks. There were times when people would be wearing masks there, and it wasn't COVID yet.
Yeah.
And I always wondered
I
what's
think
going
it's
on there.
I think it's the smog, man. I think it's the
Okay, so it's
general
not because
air
of like
In
the
quality.
virus
Japan,
that they
in
okay.
I
Japan,
don't
they've
think
been
so.
wearing masks ever since. Like when
Yeah,
I got here,
it's an
2007.
Asian thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
it's
It's like if
Chinese
somebody
people
has-
wear them.
If they're not feeling well, they wear the mask. It's courtesy
Okay.
to other people because you don't want to spread
Okay.
the virus.
Mm.
You don't want to
Yeah,
spread
yeah.
your cold,
Yeah.
whatever you have, your colds or
And
the
and
flu.
and I
So
and I
we
think like
always have the mask
SARS,
here.
usually it's like Hong Kong that gets hit, right? Like so places like that, they were the ones that really got hit first, right?
Yeah, it's
Because
like
I remember we monitored
mm.
flights from Hong Kong, right? Remember that? Like when SARS hit,
Right. Yes.
flights from Hong Kong. So I think they were already like careful of those things. Because I remember like going to a McDonald's, and if you go to like a fast food place in Hong Kong or Japan or wherever, they let senior citizens work, right? They let senior
Yeah.
citizens work. So you see them, the grandmothers like wiping the tables, but they had the mask on, and I'm thinking, okay, it could
mask.
either be a hygienic thing or they're afraid of the virus hitting them because they're older people.
Yeah.
But I never really thought about it until it happened here, and now we're wearing masks. I'm like, I remember this in
No.
Hong Kong.
It's a normal sight here. So when I got here 2007, you go to places and there would be like people wearing masks on the train. It's either they're for the most part, I think they're not feeling well and they're wearing masks. So
Okay.
yeah.
So it's
a thing here.
hygiene, it's like personal safety and courtesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's
combination.
courtesy,
Sometimes
yeah,
like
courtesy.
especially during the flu season, there's everybody would be wearing masks. Like, oh, all right. So there was like a flu. There's influences like like just
When this all
Flying
hit, man,
around.
I remember the clamor for face masks. It became currency. A box of face mask would like
I know.
I don't know,
Like
like
even-
800 pesos
like
for a
expensive,
box.
yeah.
That's
Before COVID,
ridiculous.
before COVID, a mask for 50 for 50 pieces, like a box of 50, that was like
Mm.
500 yen. All right, for a
How
box
much
of
is that
50,
in pesos?
It's like 200 to okay, 500 is like
Okay,
what?
okay,
500 yen is about 200 pesos for a box of 50. Yeah. So this is pre-COVID.
okay.
So you get that.
Well, now you
They're like more
you can buy
expensive
face
ones
masks for like 80 pesos for 50. So it's gone
now.
back to normal now. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
gone back to normal now. So,
I bought
but
3 because they
then
were selling it for like
here it's
75, 80 pesos.
Okay, hold
a
up.
thing.
I'm just gonna go feed my kid. I'll be back.
All right. Okay.
Who needs
So
his dinner? Hold on.
mask here is a necessity, especially during the flu season. So it's like we always see
It's
masks.
9 p.m. It's 9 p.m. and his
Um,
kid is just eating now.
mm,
That's how they roll. That's how they roll. Carry on about the masks in
right. Okay.
Japan.
So masks. Yeah. So they're a necessity, but then when COVID hit, it became like 3,000 for a box of 50. So it
Oh
was like,
shoot.
and we couldn't get any mask. It was so hard to get a mask. And there was one guy here in Japan who was, I think he was prosecuted because he started it all out. Like he posted something like he works for I think a toilet paper company.
Man, okay.
Yeah, a man, and he was like saying like, "Oh, no, 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 it's because of the panic. Like, no, no, not because of mask, but because masks were like, like they're not available. Yeah, so they were so
There was a
scarce,
shortage.
and because of that, he's working for a toilet paper company, and he said that masks and toilet papers are made from the same material, blah blah blah, and there might be an off chance that toilet paper will run out too. And all of a sudden, there was panic
Mm.
buying in Japan for toilet papers. So they trace it back to this guy who posted something on social media,
Oh
and yeah, I think
no.
he really got screwed there. I mean, he was prosecuted, I
Oh
think,
no.
for spreading
Did you
that
ever
because that's
hoard
not true.
anything during the pandemic?
Well,
Did you ever
I'm not
hoard?
a hoarder. I'm not a hoarder. So when that happened, I
Alcohol,
was caught
gloves.
off guard.
Oh
I
well,
was caught off
yeah. I
guard.
bought it
The
by the
toilet paper.
gallon.
Like,
I
oh
know, me
my
too.
goodness,
Yeah,
I
but
can't
the
get my
thing is,
toilet
I
papers.
remember we went into full lockdown like March, mid of March, right? And a week before
Mm-hmm.
that, I was doing my grocery shopping, and it was just these white people. I usually buy groceries in a place that's somehow like S&R. It's like a membership club because they're really cheap and it's close to where I go to
And you get
work.
more, right?
So
Like
it's just
wholesale
yeah,
almost.
yeah. Filipinos were buying like normal stuff, like bigas, delata, spam. They ran out of spam. And then you see these white dudes just hoarding toilet
Toilet
paper.
paper. Toilet
And it
paper.
was just them, like it was just the foreigners hoarding toilet paper. And I was like,
Um,
do they know
I,
something that I don't
it's
know?
it's it's happening in
Why are they
Australia
hoarding?
again. I heard it's happening in Australia again.
For
Drew
serious?
said, "Hey, Drew, what's up?" He said, "In India there was no mask before, no mask now. Also, they will sneeze in your face
Oh
sometimes."
no.
Well, I hope he wasn't eating
I,
like chapati or something at the time. I mean, I don't know what means sneeze. Whatever what chapati is, I
oh,
don't even know what
that's
chapati is. But
You know what? I have heard this theory. The Simpsons know the future. They know
They
the
always
Simpsons
because
TV
of
predict the
show. They
because of the
future.
know the
episodes,
future.
Yeah,
because of the
in one way or
episodes,
the
right?
other.
When Trump was elected, I
Yes,
think they
that one
predicted that
too.
too. When
Yes.
Trump was
They predicted a lot of
impeached, I
things.
think there was like an impeachment episode, I think also, and a lot of things. Yeah, yeah, a lot of things. But then again, it's
Yeah.
been running for like 30 something years now. So
Yeah, I know.
chances are they're gonna hit some, you know, good ones right there. But how about you guys? Have you decided past or future?
I
Would
know,
you go
Ice.
back to
Come
the
on, man.
past
Don't keep us
or
hanging
would you head to
here.
the future? Why are you keeping us like guessing?
Okay, newsflash, Ice. If
I
you go
have an
back to the
hour to decide. I have an hour
Ice,
to decide. I don't
newsflash.
want to. I don't want to rush it. I don't want
Ano
to make
ba, buddy?
So
the wrong
pinag-iisipan
decision.
mo talaga.
Buddy,
Yes, of
newsflash.
course. I
If
don't want
you
to
go
make the wrong
back to the
decision.
past, you go back to the past. It not doesn't mean your hair's gonna grow back. Okay, just a reminder.
Yeah, well, I
You're
know
still
that,
gonna
but
be bald.
it's not about the hair. It's not about the money. It's I don't know. I mean, I don't
Ooh.
know.
Can you go
Okay.
back to the past and like earn
Okay, hold on.
money
What did you
because you
say,
know
babe? Did
so
you
much
answer
about
this
the
already?
future? No, not
Did you
yet.
answer
I just
it?
popped in,
Okay.
remember?
Oh yeah. Okay. Say so. Ice first before you. Who goes for go? Already said future.
I will go back to the past.
Really?
Yes, I will go back to the
All right.
past.
Oh
Why?
wow.
Not to correct some mistakes, not to
Oh
like make money,
wow.
but I may come off as cold, but I am pretty sentimental. Imagine all the lost
Oh
pets, the
wow.
people you've lost,
Oh
like
wow.
saying hello to them once again. That's just
Really?
a
But
once in a
but
lifetime thing.
we spoke about this before. Like if you interact with like a loved
Yeah,
one or
you're
whatever,
gonna
you
ruin the
might change.
timeline.
Yes,
Exactly, exactly.
you
You
can't.
can't
So you
just
have
go
to
like,
like
okay, like
no,
don't
no.
do this because something is gonna. You can't.
Yes, the
So I
butterfly
I
effect. Yeah,
imagine this is just you walking around and like not touching, changing things. Like the moment you step on a leaf, it'll send a ripple through
yeah,
time. But
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think that would be the same thing as the future, though. If you go to the future and you alter things there,
No,
your
you
past will
can't.
not be the same.
No, it's not.
It's
This is
gonna
the
be a different.
future. It's
It's
yet
gonna
to
be
happen.
yeah, but it's
It's
gonna be
yet
a
to
different
happen.
future. It's gonna be a different future for you
Oh, okay, hold on. You mean to tell
because
me
your
from
future
that
will
moment on,
be yeah,
Okay, you're
exactly.
okay. Dang it! Why did you have
Because
to? Because that's kind of what
because
happened in Back to the Future. That's kind of what
Yes,
happened in Back to the
yes,
Future.
of
He bought the
course.
almanac. He bought the almanac back.
Yes.
Biff got his hands on the almanac. Biff bet all the money. He went back to the future. It's all screwed up because Biff was already
see
rich. Because
So
because
I
the
was thinking,
okay.
better go to the future. It's more like it's a smarter option. But then again, you might change it too. So why not just risk it and go back to the past and go through stuff again? That'll
Oh,
make sense.
jeez. I don't. Ah, man. I just want to see my kids growing up. You know, because
It's
like I said, I'm too
complicated.
old. I'm too old. I'm like, I'm old, man. I mean, I had a friend who just had a baby, and he's like older than me. So that's even worse, right? That's even kind
Hey,
of
you
like,
have a baby,
I know,
right?
I know. That's
You
what I'm
have a
saying.
baby.
That's what I'm saying. When Jago like graduates college, I'll be 70.
Can I just say that Rod's kids have the coolest names, Diego and Raj? I mean,
Antonio. Raj is Antonio. Okay, here's a fact also. The reason why I named them that, my dad's name is Antonio, right? So I named Raj after my
mm,
dad. And Jago is, well, I named him Jago because one of my favorite comic book characters is Batman. And Batman has always been kind of like unstoppable. The Joker never got to kick his ass. Even in Dark Knight Returns, he didn't really get his ass kicked. Superman kicked his ass a little bit, but there's one man who broke him. And that one
Who?
man, if you know comic book storylines, it's
I don't.
Bane. Bane broke Batman literally, like broke his back, like and Bane's name is Antonio Diego.
I thought you liked Diego from
So
Dora the Explorer.
that
You know,
too.
like Dora's cousin, Diego,
actually, we actually just saw Dora last night from
the
Netflix. Have you
live
guys seen
action
it?
one.
Have you
It's
seen
so
it? Have you guys,
cool. Yeah,
has Snow seen it?
I
Has
thought
Snow
it was
What?
gonna
seen
be
Which
stupid,
one?
but
The
I had a
Dora?
lot of fun
Dora from
watching it.
Netflix?
The
Yeah, Dora
grown
from
up,
No, no,
Netflix.
no, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
you
Like
the grown up
Dora,
Dora.
he like she likes Clarence more. Like she
okay,
watches
got it.
Clarence,
Clowns?
like
Got it.
Clarence,
Clarence.
and
Oh,
I hate
I
it
thought
because the
like the
dubbing
clown.
in Japanese, Clarence's voice is annoying.
Okay.
And like the dub
Well,
voice
the,
of
the
oh
funny
man.
thing with the Dora movie is that they get into the cartoon sequence and it's actually like a trip.
I
They were
know
like
All
they
right,
they were
inhaled
like
okay.
something. Yeah,
high.
yeah.
It's like
I mean, I
And I
didn't like
love
Dora. No way she's gonna like Dora.
I love how she also still stares at the audience. Like she goes, "Do you know where the blah 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 is?" And it just stares at you like, "Oh my god, am I supposed to say something?" But she's a grown up human Dora. What are you gonna do? And her
Yeah, that's true.
mom is
That's true.
actually Eva Longoria, right?
Hey, Judge
The
is on
mom's
board.
Eva.
Can we put Judge on? Is there a way to put him on? Just like to
Is
Oh yeah, I mean, does he want to go on?
Judge
hey
T. Is it
Judge,
okay?
I
He's a
is
Yes.
judge. I
Hello,
don't know.
Judge.
mm,
All right. Okay. So we have MJ at the cusp of the pandemic last year. The expat grocery stores ran out of toilet paper because the whites hoarded them. The
yes,
locals
that's
were like,
exactly
"What?
what I
I
what I thought,
I
MJ.
know."
Like
But here,
why?
because they are civilized people.
Dude,
What?
bidets exist. What are you talking about?
Hold on.
I
What are we
mean,
asking
here
here?
in Japan, like I know, like a
Toilet
lot of
paper.
toilet papers. All right, a lot of Filipinos here are like, "Oh, we can." Like these Japanese people don't know that you can use water in your hands, blah blah blah. But because here in Japan, it's a very important part of your daily life. Toilet
You
papers.
wash your
Look,
butt.
So
I
yeah,
am not saying do not use toilet paper. I'm just wondering what are you gonna do with like 5 tons of it? Like
because dude,
No,
how
no,
if you
no.
ran
many
out,
times a
I
day do
was
you poop?
panicking. I was panicking because when I went to when this happened, when this hit, and there were no toilet
Mm.
papers around, I only had like one pack of 12 rolls, and I was like,
Side A,
damn it,
side B.
this will not last a week.
Ice,
This will
we
not
get
last a
you.
week.
We get you that you panic because it's running out. Now our question is, who started this whole thing? Why is it running out? Like, Okay, maybe
Yeah,
because people
well,
have the colds and
no,
they
no, no,
wipe
no,
their face.
no, no,
No.
no, 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 because that's a tissue paper.
Oh
That's
dear.
sanitary napkins. That's a tissue. That's not a toilet paper. Toilet paper's like for toilets. So those weren't running out because what we have
Okay.
here. So yeah, you can probably use those tissues, but then our toilet papers here, you can flush them in the toilet. So they're like
Yeah.
those like types that just like melts or
Like the
something.
biodegradable or something.
How
Yeah, so
bad
you
was
can.
it?
Probably, yeah.
How
So
bad was
it
it for
was
you,
so
Ice?
bad. It was so bad. But then, thank God, Chris, who's a good friend of mine, who lives near Costco, he bought a year of supply of toilet papers. So
What?
she was just like, "All right, I'll drop by. I'll bring some toilet papers."
They gave
Then
you
I
some.
think yeah, she gave us like
Did you
yeah,
ever
like
consider
a lot.
reselling
She
it
gave us a lot.
online? Did you try
Like
reselling it? Like,
people were
would you,
doing that, and the
right? People did
government caught up
resell.
with them, and they were like, "No, you can't do that. They will actually prosecute you if you do that. If you sell toilet papers for twice the price of the actual
Yeah.
toilet paper,
Did you have to
they
split
will
the
hunt you down."
ply? Did you have to split plies? Like if it's two ply, you just take one
No, no,
out and
no,
that's
no, no. It didn't go
No,
that far
man.
because at some point it was like
I use three
I would
ply.
I have to go to all these random supermarkets or
Mm.
random drugstores, and I get lucky from time to time. I would like so that's why when I get there, I would always get one. So if
But
there's like there's a
ice,
stock, I would get one.
ice, there are bidets. I know for a fact that there are bidets in Japan.
No, no, no. Like
they,
Why
even if
did you
you do,
panic?
they have
even
the
if you do,
best
no, no,
speaking
no, no, no.
toilets there.
I
What are you talking
know.
about?
I
They
know,
talk.
but
They've got
no,
lights.
Pinky, you wouldn't understand. You live here, and you would understand that. Like if I've been living here for quite a while, and if we ran out, I would probably lose my mind, man. Like I know, like we're from the
I mean,
Philippines, so we did not
dude,
use toilet
in
papers. I did not
Japan,
use toilet papers.
you
I
open
never
the
used
toilet lid.
when I
When
was
you
there.
open the toilet lid, you know what happens? It goes ashemashe. You know, I mean, come
Right.
on,
It
what are you
talks to
talking
you.
about?
That's what I said.
Like
Yeah, it
some
talks to you.
toilets
It's got
here,
Ashemashe.
blinking lights.
some
There's so many
toilets here,
buttons to press.
like the Snow's dentist toilets. It's one of the most awesome toilets ever because you don't even have to touch anything anymore. Like just the button and like all those three like beep beep beep. Like
And
so it's
and a
like
screen and the screen pops out. It's automatically
and it's just
connected to
like lights and
Pornhub.
stuff, and
To
it will like
Pornhub.
go down. So it's like it's really awesome. But the thing is, no, we cannot live without toilet papers here. Like I know what you're talking about. I'm from the Philippines, so when I was there before coming here to Japan, I never used toilet papers. I would always just use the towel
No, I
and the
use toilet
water.
papers. I use
Like
toilet
no,
How
I
do
papers.
you
never
not?
did. I never did.
How
I
how
did
the,
not
how do
use
you
it. Every
poop
time I
without
poop,
toilet paper
no,
I
I
know.
just
or a
use
bidet?
water in my hands.
And then what do you
Your
do with your
hand?
hands? What do you wipe it with?
What when I was there in the Philippines, I just like do this. I'm like, you want me to demonstrate it to you
Oh
guys?
No,
no!
no, 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 no.
What you do
After
with
you
your
wipe your
hand?
butt and it's all wet and all
No,
like
no, no,
with
no.
crap
No,
stuff.
no, 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 no. In Japan, I use toilet papers.
No, in the
I'm talking about.
Philippines.
But
No,
here.
I never did. I would just like do this.
Okay, and then afterwards, what do you
Then
do
I
with
would
your
wash my
hands? You
hands.
don't.
No, I would
And
wash
then
my
you
hands
don't
with
wipe it with.
soap.
Okay. No, cause like
This
your
is when
butt's
I'm
wet,
in the house.
dude. But your butt's
Then
wet
that's
though.
why I bring my towel. That's why I bring my towel. This is in the
You
house. That's
wipe
why
your
I do not.
butt. Oh,
I
okay.
do
I
not.
got.
I
You
do
wipe
not.
your butt with your towel.
Yeah, it's already clean because I also wash my butt and whatever. I
Oh
wash it with my
man.
soap. So whatever.
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
How do
hang
you do
on.
it again?
So
How do
when
you
you
do it
take
again?
okay,
Sorry,
hang on, hang
check.
on.
Some
Hang
people
on.
missed it.
Wait.
Show us how you do
Let
it.
me
How
get
do you
this
do it?
straight. Let
How
me
do you
get
do it
this
again?
straight. All right.
Because
So
we
you're
missed it.
like, all right. According, John would say like some people love or like to live vicariously. All right. Okay. Hang on.
Have you
When you
checked
go to
out?
the shower, don't tell me you
Oh
don't
dear
wipe your butt with your towel. When you go to
Of
the shower,
course
it's
I
the
do.
same
But
thing. It's
I didn't
exactly
take
the
a
same thing.
crap. I
No,
didn't
I
take a
took
crap
a
in the
crap,
shower.
but
What are you
then
talking about? I
I
didn't
would
take a
still wash
crap in
my
the
butt.
shower,
I
dude.
would wash my butt and I would put soap in it.
Who
It's
who
just like
takes a
taking a
crap in the
shower.
shower?
What do you mean
What?
it's taking crap in the shower? It's the same
No,
thing.
no,
You wash yourself.
nah, dude. You take a
It
No,
crap
it's
is
is.
got
different from taking
poop.
a shower.
It's
You,
got
What?
poop, man.
Hang
yeah,
on.
it
Okay, you
does.
poop. You
It has
poop,
to,
yeah?
dude. It has to splash from the water in the bottom of the bowl.
That's why
Like
you that's
I
why
know
you
it's
get
clean.
the
I know
towel
it's
and
clean. I know it's
and you
clean. Do it again.
you
Do it
do
again.
like that
Do it
and
again.
you do the soap and you go
Do
like
it.
this.
Triggered! Iceman is triggered! Finally! Someone
You
else
like that.
is triggered!
And you do the
Yes!
soap.
Finally! Someone else is triggered!
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Oh my
Oh
god,
dear.
it's a relief. I'm not
That's how
even that
you
bad
do
when
it.
I'm triggered.
What
I'm not even
the
that
heck?
bad when I'm triggered. Like, I don't show people how I wipe my butt when I'm triggered. I
Oh
just
That's
my
like,
how I
god.
wet my butt. All right.
okay, I
Oh
get
dear
it. I
god,
get
I
it.
am
All
crying.
right.
What
Okay.
I'm saying
Here's the
is,
thing.
what I'm saying
People will
is,
be
your
like,
butt is wet.
no, like, oh come on. People do that.
No. I know, I do it
Do-
too. But what I'm saying is, like, so your butt is wet, you wipe it with a towel. But the towel, you don't use that for shower anymore, right? That's like a butt towel.
yeah, of course. I mean,
Okay, that's all I
or
need to know.
or
That it's a
is it?
butt towel.
Or
Like you don't
is
wipe
it?
your face with
Or is
it.
it?
Like you don't wipe
Or
your
is it?
face with it.
Or don't
Like,
I?
Oh my
Or
god.
don't I? Or don't I? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but the thing
well,
is,
okay. Advice to people: don't use Iceman's towels. All right.
If
If you
he
ever use his
offers you
bathroom,
one,
if there's a towel there, think twice. You see him in his butt
approach with
action. He goes like
caution.
this. Now, all I'm saying is like I do that too, but I wipe it with the toilet paper to dry it out. That's basically it. Like I don't because if you use the way I crap, if I use toilet paper, I will use up the whole roll in one crap episode.
no, like I told you, like no,
Right?
I will.
Like what?
I do
I'd be like,
not. I never
oh
use
crap,
toilet
there's
paper.
more.
I
Oh
never
crap,
use.
there's more. Oh crap,
Yeah,
there's more. Oh crap,
I
there's
be
more.
real. I be. I've never used toilet papers. Now I do.
Oh crap, there's more. And then you're done, right? So
Oh
you
my
put your
god.
shorts on and then you fart. Oh no.
That's why I hate.
Oh
Okay,
chef, there's more.
that's why I hate crapping outside of my house. When I
Because
was
you
in the
don't have a
Philippines, I
towel.
never
Like
You
on
don't
the
have a
crapped.
towel.
Yeah,
road?
because I have to wash myself. I have to like have a at least a half a
Half
body
bath, like
bath.
half bath. Okay, got it,
Yeah,
got it.
right.
Why would you
Got it,
want
got
to poop outside your house?
No,
No,
I
you
mean
can't
if you're
help it
like
sometimes,
outside, if
Pinks.
you're like at the
Yeah.
mall,
Oh,
You
like
can't help
you're
it.
at the mall. Okay, I thought he
Oh,
literally
that's the
just stepped
worst.
out.
Oh my god, that's the
I'm so
worst.
Pinks,
sorry.
Pinks,
I'm
Like,
so
Pinks,
confused.
Pinks.
okay.
I might, yeah, I mean, with those gestures, I might really look like I'm uncivilized and I'm from the past. I'm,
You,
I'm like one of
now
those
we know how
people
you
you'd
look. Now we
imagine
know how you look
in
like.
movies that you watch. Like what was that movie? Like the Mayan movie? Because I'm like I did that thing, but
Yeah, the
Pinks,
Mayan movie.
I am not
Uh,
like that.
what is
I
that
still
movie?
have
Encanto.
I
Encanto.
still
What was that
have
movie?
I still
I,
have
The
the
to
Mayan.
my
civilized part of me.
defense, to
Also,
my
what's that?
defense, you did say whenever I poop outside my house. I was like, why would anybody
Not
want to poop?
No,
outside
if
his
I'm not in my
house.
house,
Like,
outside,
Okay,
not outside my
okay,
house,
I get
outside my
it.
house.
I get.
If I'm not in the house and I'm outside, I'm like
yeah.
at the mall or something. I,
But then again, it's Iceman we're talking about here, so we don't know, right? I mean, he has his ways.
Apocalypto. See, I'm not
Apocalypto,
from. Yeah,
not
you might think
Encanto.
I'm from.
Apocalypto.
Yeah, you might think I'm like
Apocalypto.
one of those guys
Apocalypto.
from Apocalypto, but
I was like,
still, I'm not. Yeah,
Oh
I'm
God.
still a little bit
Okay.
civilized. Yeah, I have that.
yeah.
That
I'm
Dude,
partly
cleared
okay.
now.
civilized.
I have a
Thank you.
confession, and I hope we don't get in trouble for this. Back when we were in college, I mean, Ateneo men's room was like, so. So every time we needed to take a crap, along with the Chugi boys, my Ateneo
Did
friends,
you go to Marco Polo?
we go to Marco. Yes, we would go
Yeah,
to
I
the
did that
hotel.
too. I did
We
that
would
too.
go to
Of
Marco
course.
Polo and take
Who
a crap.
wouldn't? You would be
That's
insane if
where
you
we-
don't go there.
That's where we would go to take a crap. Sorry, Marco Polo, but
Oh
That's-
God.
All right,
Why?
okay,
Why?
all
Why
right.
did you have any? Why did you have an issue with the toilets at Ateneo?
no, we
They're
didn't have an
pretty
issue.
good.
No, but
It's just not. It's just not air conditioned. Okay.
No, but
okay,
hold
okay.
on. You were in college. Ateneo had elevators already. When I was
Yeah,
in college, we
3.
didn't have none of that. We didn't
2?
have any of that. We didn't have
Plus,
that.
plus the
Nope, we
toilets
didn't have
that we
that.
have in the
We
Philippines
didn't
are
have
so
that.
different. It's
Yeah.
not all the way down to the floor.
And
So
there are
here,
no
if you come to
seats.
Japan, you cannot see anything. It's just like the whole. It's like it's close. You can't see any like those. Like even in America, they still like like the stalls are not like
The
completely
stalls.
blocked.
Okay. Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can see feet there. You can see like
Hmm.
legs or whatever. In Japan, no, it's entirely like covered.
But do you have your
So
own exhaust? Does each stall have its own like exhaust fan, like in a covered?
well, it's like
Covered.
the
The
whole
top's
toilet's
probably
like
open.
exhaust. Like it's like the top is open.
Okay.
But
Okay.
then you have like that huge exhaust inside the toilet. So
Hmm.
it's but you can never see legs or whatever. So that's not
Because
happening. You don't
can
have
you
that.
imagine like following someone using that enclosed like cubicle like without an exhaust
Yeah.
fan? That would
Yeah, the
not be a very
stinko.
pleasant.
The
No,
That would
like
stinko
not
no,
be a
no.
very
is-
pleasant
Japan is like no.
experience.
The top is open, and well, it's very well what do you call it?
Ventilated. Yeah.
Ventilated. Yeah, they have the
Right.
exhaust running and yeah. So from apocalypto to like high
This is a
technology toilet. Yeah,
This is
that's
a
me.
very bizarre conversation.
Yeah, because
It's
we're
a
like,
very-
hey guys, we're like, yeah, of course. You want me to demonstrate? Yeah, I have to
Yeah,
demonstrate
well,
to you
okay.
guys.
You didn't have to, but we appreciate it. So thank you for that.
Okay, the
visual.
bottom line is we don't have toilet paper problem here. So thank God we don't have toilet paper problem. But they have that in Australia and Japan and other parts of the world.
But you know what they
apparently
did? What they did, Rason, is pork and beans. Here in the
Here.
Philippines. You can only buy like 3 and then they ran out of it for a long time.
They did
And
that
you
with
can only
Alpine too. Alpine the
milk.
evap
Yeah, yeah,
milk.
yeah.
Because my wife bakes. My wife bakes, right? So my
And
wife's like, babe,
flour.
buy me like 10 Alpines. I'm like, okay. I
You
get like all these
can't.
Alpine cans, and I get in line. I'm like, 3 lang sir. Okay.
All right.
So
Okay,
it's
if you
baking
go back
happy.
You
to the
go.
past, you need a hazmat suit because you are carrying pathogens that people in the
Yeah,
past
but
don't have immunity
MJ,
on. You
we're
will bring
talking
COVID in the
magic.
90s.
We're
That's
talking
true. That's
magic.
true.
So,
That's a good
you
point.
know,
That's a good point, MJ. That's a good point.
I hold
You
on.
might
I thought we were
you
just
will
gonna
wipe
do
out
like
the population here.
no, no,
Yeah,
no. I
right?
thought we were just gonna be magically there, like there but not there. I didn't know we could like interact with
No,
people.
you could if you wanted to. You
Oh,
could.
okay then. All right. I thought you were just like
So
floating through, like to look
What,
back into things.
then what kind of a journey is that? Like I would just
Because
like stay at home and watch
you can't,
TV.
you can't
like you're
touch
just like
things and
observing
change
stuff. You're
things
observing. Because
because
that's the thing
you're
I was
gonna,
telling. That's
Okay.
the thing I
All
was
right,
telling him
okay.
too. Like if you change something, it's gonna change your present. Like
yeah, like
it's gonna change it.
look at all the comic books and the superhero movies. That's the
Yeah.
lesson they teach you. So
Butterfly
I thought we
Effect
were
with
just
Ashton Kutcher. Have you seen that?
Ashton
That's a
Yes,
Kutcher.
very
yes,
Yes,
yeah.
troubling movie.
yes.
That's a very
So you could
disturbing movie.
change things and stuff like
Makes you
that. But yeah, I
praning.
mean,
Makes
so
you praning, yes.
that's what I said to Rod. If you want to go back to the past, if you don't, like you just like look, you just hang around and look and not interact with people and don't change anything. That's I mean, if you want to change something, then that's on you. And yeah, you could still do it if you want. Like for example, the almanac and whatnot. Yeah, you can do that if you want, but you don't know what will the future be, what the outcome will be if you bring an almanac. If you will be an asshole in the future, with lots of
Yeah,
money.
got
So
it.
what about you, Ice? We've both answered. Rod and I have
Okay, hang
answered.
on.
What
Rod
about
said
you?
like future. How about you?
Yeah,
I
Ice
said
had
future.
passed. I'm
Yes,
gonna
he
go
said
back to the
pass. He said
past.
pass.
All right,
She
I'm
wants to see her
gonna.
like pets and her Lola. Your Lola, right? I know you want to see your Lola.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
And
know
you want to
you would
drive
want to see your Lola too.
and you want to drive the Volkswagen in its like pristine form, right?
Oh, you know what? It's gonna be in its pristine form.
Ooh,
Yeah,
you've got a project car. You've
my
got a
no,
project car.
my uncle's restoring it as we speak.
It's
So
still
it's
red though. It's
almost,
still red, right?
yes, it's still red because
Oh,
his
that's
name is
awesome. That's
Paeng.
awesome.
He's the
That's
red
awesome.
turtle, so he can't
Okay.
be any other color.
That's awesome. That's
Hey,
So
awesome.
what about you, Ice?
I don't know,
Past or
man. I
future?
mean,
Oh, you gotta come up with an
I
answer.
would probably go back to the past
Why?
just to hang around and look at my family. I'm a big
Right?
family person. Like I love my family. Like I love my family now, but I love my family.
They
You know
are
what
a
I'm
very
saying?
close knit family. You know what, Pinks?
Right.
They still all stay in the same room.
Yeah. When I'm there, I
They
stayed
all
same.
they
Like I
all
stay.
stay in the same room. Like that's how close knit they're. Like their
Like to
mom.
sleep?
They're still like
Yeah.
babies. Like they all like let's flock
Oh,
together in one bed.
that's
Even
That's
sweet.
if,
how
like,
That's
for
tight they
super
are.
example, my
sweet.
brother
Like
from Canada would come home and he would be in my like my mom would be like in her bed and it would all be there. My sister would be there. Then
they
I
all be
would be
there.
Aw.
there. Then my mom would like really get mad and like she'd
My
get
God.
annoyed and like, can
Panghawa
you
mo
just like
din.
get it? Yeah. But then like, no, I just want to
Yeah.
stay here. Then
Aw.
like then Kaka is like Reese. She's the baby
She's a
in the
baby.
family. So
Yeah.
me, I don't treat her like that anymore. But the one in Canada, every time he comes home, it's still like make her as a tanday, like that spare
Aw.
pillow.
Yeah.
And she's
That,
like,
that,
That's
that,
so
that, that- They're so
cute.
close knit. They're so close. They're like they remind me of my wifey's family. That's how they are. They're
so
like
we're sort of
totally,
like that.
totally close
So
knit.
that's
And
what I miss all the time. Like every time I go home, I do that. I would never like when I would go home and I would never see my wife. Like every time we go home together before, I'm like, I don't care. Like you go to your family, I don't care. I would just like stay in my house. I would just stay with
Aw.
my family.
so
And I'm like, I
is that
don't
like
care.
is it like why is that why like I'm like really attached to my family now, like the family I have now, because like we didn't have that when with my family. I mean, you think that had an effect on it, and at the same time you're like so confident about like you
Maybe.
know you know what I'm saying, like because
That
like
could
he
Mhm.
be
has a
it. That could be
strong
it.
family foundation. I'm
Because you
not saying my
always
family
want
foundation
something
weak,
you
but
don't have, you know? You want
yes,
something you don't
yes,
have.
and
So,
that's why like now it's like Raj, don't go out, stay here. I'm like I become like just domesticated. Whether I like it or not, it's become my comfort zone. Whereas like with Ice, like he longs for his family, even though he has a family. That he doesn't love them any less, but he just has that really strong. It's like what they say about women. Like they say like girls who don't have a father figure really fall hard for guys. And you know what? Truth be told, like when I compare to my past relationships, the ones who had like daddy issues really were the ones that were like they were kind of clingy. I mean, like
Clingy.
And
my
super
wife, she's not
celosa.
clingy. My wife's not clingy. Like my wife, she, because she has her strong family. She has a good relationship with her dad. She
All
has a
right.
good relationship with, So I don't know if that has an effect,
All
but
right. So my
you know,
aunt here is like saying like great. I also miss that. Yeah, because like see, I'm
is she
not just
tight?
like
She's part of that.
yeah, because she's my father's youngest sister. So
So
we are
so
close.
it's the
Me
Lucero, that's more that
exactly. Yeah.
way.
So
Okay, got it. All right.
me and like my dad, we couldn't last a week without going to my grandmother's house. So we'd all
Okay.
be there. So my auntie would be
Okay.
there, my other auntie would be there, then my uncle would be there.
Okay.
So everybody would be there. So we're always like I heard you before, yeah. You would always tell me like, why do you want to hang out with your family? Like, oh, we're going to the beach with whom? With my cousins, with my family. And you'd be like, what? You like going to your you like going with your family to the beach? I'm like, yeah, because it's kind of fun. Like
Yeah.
that's what we do. It's like, so yeah, my family and the Luceros were like really kind of like really close knit. So it's the
Got it.
same thing. So my auntie's room before, I know that my uncle gets annoyed because we would be like in my auntie's room, like no privacy whatsoever. We just like barge in, like all right, we start lying down. Like what the heck are you doing here? Now I realize that I'm like, oh crap, that was not a good thing to do because that was my auntie's room. But we just like act like we
Okay.
owned the room, yeah. But yeah, I mean we're that close. I mean we probably do then, but it's like we just didn't care. So I
So
think it's
okay,
that sort of.
that totally justifies your. I mean, not that you have to justify it, but that totally explains why you would choose to go back to the past. And I
I
think
think so.
with
Yeah, 'cause I just
Pinky,
want because I miss all of these things are not around anymore. I don't see
yeah,
them. Like
yeah,
like I don't even
But
remember how my dad was before,
the
and even
awful
I have my mom, but then I would like to go back in time and like see actually when she was still when she was younger. Like
but
to
Ice,
me she hasn't really changed, but
the awful thing about that is the heartbreak you're setting yourself up for. You know what I mean?
oh
Like
yeah, like when you have to go back to
seeing,
the
yeah,
present, yeah.
exactly. That's
that
the
is true.
It's
Yes,
like you have
that
to
is
say
true.
bye again. You have to say bye again. Like
I know.
without,
I know.
like that
You know what they
sucks.
say? Like
You made me
there.
pick. I was about to say like, oh, I'm set. I
I mean,
just stay
I
in the
can't I
present.
can't go back in time and see my Lola. Like, see, I would always like I wish I could take back
You
in
have a
time and
point. You have a point.
I would talk back to my Lola. But if I go back in time and see my Lola, I would like, crap. It took me years to get to where I am now
Exactly.
emotionally,
Yes. Exactly.
and now I'm
I
back to
understand that.
square
I understand
one.
that.
Right?
You
I'm
know,
like,
you
That
know
is so true.
how they say that, your dad picked you up for the last time. There was a certain
yeah, yeah,
day where
yeah.
you got picked
Yes,
up by your
yes.
parents for the last time,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
and
yeah.
and and that never
It's like this.
happened again.
It's like the saying.
It's
It's like the saying where you. It's like you don't. You were playing. You're tossing a ball with your dad, and you didn't know it was
mm,
the last time.
I
Like
know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
you
even like
know.
those memes now that they say like, oh, if you get a call, like a phone with like dad calling, like if you have that,
Oh
like
yes, yes,
you
yes. You take
don't
it
know
for
what you're
granted.
missing. Right? So I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
get all
Oh
of those.
man.
'Cause,
Okay, I'm
my
gonna call
dad
my
would call
mom. I'm
me,
gonna call my mom. I'm gonna call my mom.
and it's all these things, but yeah, it's kind of like see
That's
that's what
true.
scares
That's
me a
true.
lot.
That's
It, it
true.
it scares me that I'm excited that Snow is growing older and she's
Mm.
getting bigger by the day. But then that means I'm also getting older. So if I'm getting
Yes.
older, all my other relatives are getting
Much
older.
older.
I don't have my
Much older.
grandmother and my grandfather anymore. I don't have them anymore. I
Yeah.
still have my mom. I have my aunties and whatever. But that means they're also getting older. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And they're getting
Yes.
fragile by the day
Are,
as
are
well.
are you close to your mom's side also, or do you see? Are they around? Do they live
Not
around
well,
here?
we're close to them, but not as close
As
as
the dads.
yeah, as the dad's side of the
Mm.
family. Because we're always together every week. Like I think 2-3 times
But
a week I'm at my grandma's house.
are your families like maternal and father side? Are they all devil based? Like, can you like?
No, the thing with my mom is that some of them were like living in Mati, and
Ah,
they're
maybe
like all
that's
scattered.
why.
So
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
that's the
okay.
reason why. But then when they were still like when most of them were in Davao, my dad wasn't he wasn't fair too because he was kind of close to my mom's side of the family as well. He would be there drinking. My dad like he likes drinking or whatever, so he would always be there,
Yeah.
and we would
Yeah.
always be there too. When I was really small, we'd be there. But then they all sort of kind of disappeared. They started like having their own thing and moving out of
Yeah.
Davao.
And you
So
like
that
lost
didn't
touch.
that
You haven't kept in touch
yeah
that much.
yeah. So it was more of the
Well, not to
Luceros
be a
growing up.
not to be a party pooper, but like, did you ever have a falling out with any immediate like relative that you were? I mean, because you guys are very close, but see,
Well, we
sometimes
always fight. We
sometimes
always fight.
the
We
closer
always
you
fight.
are,
We
that's when
did
the
fight
drama
a
happens.
lot.
That's when the
We
falling
did
out
fight a lot.
happens, right?
We did fight a lot. Like I remember a lot of fights back then. Like sometimes we didn't talk to each other for like yeah, like they were yeah, it's part of it. But then it always gets fixed. Like at
Okay,
some point it would
I guess
always
that's a
get
good
fixed.
thing because that's
So
kind
yeah,
of
we
like
did,
for
we
me.
did have those fights.
That's what I'm thankful for. That I don't really have like very close like immediate families because I know the drama that can happen.
Mm.
People fight over properties. People fight over relationships. People fight over favoritism. I've seen Johnny Delgado's movie. What's that? Tanging Yaman. You
Tanging
saw that.
yaman.
Everybody saw
Mm.
that movie. I mean, it's like they
Yeah,
all
you know what? To be
the
honest, I never
grandmother
thought
couldn't
that would
even
happen
like
to us,
right tanging
but
yaman,
it did
right?
happen to us.
They fought
It
over
it, it
the
ha-
attention of
and it's stupid because my grandparents are not even that rich, but it happened to us.
but
Exactly
still
that
it will
sort of
happen. That's what
plot.
I'm saying. That's what I'm
So
saying.
it was like when my aunties would say like, "Oh, if your dad's still alive, it wouldn't be like this because because
He
he's the
would be
eldest,
the
he would be in
peacekeeper
control."
or
But
something.
whatever, yeah, right. But then he passed on. All right, so he passed away. So there's nobody to pacify things, and there's one like nudge in the family who's like trying to like ruin everything because everybody.
There's always that
Yeah,
relative.
there's always that
There's
one
always that
relative. Yeah,
relative. There's always
everybody's
that
on the same
relative.
page. We're like on the same page.
Right?
Everybody's
There's
like, all
always that
right, let's
relative.
all do this. And there's this one person. It's like,
There's always that
no,
relative.
no, and they're like, what the heck's wrong with this guy? Like
There's always
everybody's
that
like
relative.
agreeing to everything, and he's just the one making things difficult for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's sort of
So
like that, but I still miss the days where it was just like easy and it's.
I
So
mean,
I think that's the reason why.
the closeness made all the falling out stuff worth it. Because like I
I
said,
think so. Yeah.
that's kind of like what I'm thankful for. I mean, I'm not thankful that I don't have very many close relatives, but in a way, it's like that's the thing. Like you hear these horror stories about all of a sudden they start fighting, people killing each other, and they're related over properties, over money, over wealth, over inheritances, and I'm like in my case, it's a very small circle. So, and my lola kind of kept it that way, and it's not that it's you benefit more because there's little of you, but obviously you wouldn't mind sharing. It's just that it makes things complicated because
It does. It
that there are
complicates. Yeah.
people who were not there and who did not contribute a cent, and it's just like friendship. And we were talking about friendship, right? You're like,
It's yeah,
right, we're talking about all of a
almost
sudden
exactly the
everybody.
same thing.
I'm
Yes.
sure Manny Pacquiao's relatives grew in numbers when he
Yeah,
when he
that's true.
started getting the
That's
big
true.
fights and the big money coming in. So, but either way, he can afford it. But
Okay,
so all
hang
right,
on. I
so
do not get the
go.
reference, Rodriguez. But did Diego surrender even if he's surrounded? Like,
I don't think
what's
I
your?
don't know if he's talking about the comic book here or he's talking about the Dora Diego.
All right,
If
okay.
it's Dora, no, they did not surrender.
Yeah,
They
because
made it all
Dora
the end.
Bane has
fought to the end.
been
She
interpreted in
fought to
many
death.
ways. There's the animated series
Oh
Bane,
gosh.
there's the movie Bane, there's the live movie Bane, there's the comic book Bane, and Bane was like a more recent character. So it
Oh,
just so
have you
happens that,
guys speaking of like Batman and all that comic book stuff? Have you guys seen the Snyder cut? The
No.
Justice
No,
League
not yet.
Snyder
Not
That
cut?
yet.
sounds like
Is it
a
better?
circumcision. Doesn't that sound like a circumcision to you? The
The
Snyder
Snyder
Cut?
cut?
I know. I've seen the trailer. No, I haven't seen it. It's on HBO. I don't have that.
It's
I have
it's
the
on
Netflix.
HBO Max.
You have it?
Yeah.
Wait. You have the VPN? Do you have VPN?
No. Yes,
How did you get
no.
HBO Max?
No.
How did you? Can you get
Things
Is there
happen.
HBO Max in the Philippines? Can you help me out?
Things
Okay,
happen.
you gotta PM me. You gotta PM me.
PM
Yeah,
is
I'm willing to
key.
pay. I'm willing to pay for
PM
like the
is the key.
monthly. Okay, PM is the key.
PM.
You gotta PM me. Okay, that's a Filipino
Diego,
cooking.
sumuko ka na.
I knew it.
I know, I know.
I
Is this
knew it.
ni ni duko sa
Crazy
langit?
guy.
Is that it? Like the Bisaya
Diego.
one? Ni hangad sa yuta, ni duko sa langit. Is that what it is?
What, Diego?
Yeah, the Diego.
I-
I think like,
Diego
sort of a
is
drama.
such a common like Filipino action star bad guy cliche name, right? Diego.
Ani ana sila.
That's why I always tell him relax, Diego. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
relax.
don't know where that.
Yeah.
Where's that line? Where's that line from, Ice? I don't. I'm trying to. Where's that
I
line
don't know,
from?
like
Relax,
Master
Diego.
Yoda. Master Yoda would always say
Relax,
that to me.
Diego. Yeah, my
Relax,
friend
Diego,
Dex would always say that.
relax, Diego, relax.
Diego. Relax, Diego.
Not
What the heck?
Diego. What the heck?
But I have to say that to my son because he's super active. So, all right. We're talking about the future.
I mean, okay, hang on.
Jeff
No,
Boy,
like,
just I want to ask Jeff Boy, would you go to the past, go to the future?
Yeah,
Judge
okay,
T,
yeah.
if he's still around, you go to the past, or you go to the future.
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah.
hang on. If you give it a chance to travel in time, would you go back in the past or jump to the future? Yeah. Okay. Just a side note, or you're okay. Raj is Diego. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Jago Rai.
and Raj is Antonio.
Antonio Raj.
All right. So um,
You want to know who your inanak is?
no. Like no. Well, did you ever consider like, oh man, maybe my son will hate me. I
Because
mean,
of the
like
names?
Antonio, yeah, Antonio, Diego. I mean, like, okay,
Those
Master
are
Yoda
That's
nice
like
told me.
cute names.
names.
I know,
No, no, no.
yeah,
You,
yeah,
you know
until
what?
they're in school
I
and
know,
they
I know,
get
no,
teased like
no, no, no.
Antonio,
See,
Antonio.
I get it. I was advised. Even my dad was against the name Jago because he said
Exactly,
in
yeah.
Davao they'll call him Jigo. You know, like
Oh,
that's how my
Jigo,
dad
oh,
is.
Jigu,
He kind of
Jigu.
discriminates people. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's not always that nice. So he was like, oh, you're. So, I'm like, okay,
I mean, if
I
you have
didn't name.
social friends, hey, Diego, yeah,
No, 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 no,
yeah, that would
no.
really sound nice.
See,
Antonio, yeah, but then
that's
you have all
why
these crazy
that's why in
kids
the
like
back burner
Antonio,
that's why in the back burner I'm always kind of have
Antonio.
I have this pressure of like sending my kids abroad to school. So
Right?
that's like in the back burner that eventually in the future my
You know
children
what?
will.
Because
People
I
will
thought you
mess
did that
things
on
up.
purpose.
No,
Yeah,
but
Even if you
at the same time, this generation of kids don't do that crap anymore. They don't know those Jago name references, Antonio.
well,
That's
I
our
hope so.
time. The kids now don't make fun of those are social names now. Like those are social names
do
now, I
Okay,
they?
think.
hang on. Because, like for example, your neighbor, Master Yoda, my best
Okay.
friend, yeah.
Yes.
Um, we were talking. I think this was years
Recently.
ago, and it was like,
Okay.
all right. So his son's name is Basti, yeah, but it's
Yes.
actually Sebastian.
Yes.
And so whatever. So now it's like, oh, it's kind of social, like, oh, Basti, yeah, whatever. But then he was like laughing at me, like, ha ha ha, like what? Like, kaubo jud din to, ha, nani ba? Why? Like,
You're gonna
pangalan
name
Sebastian,
Sebastian.
kansawan, palag
It's
jud
not
kay ni sa
all.
kuha.
I
I was
mean,
like,
I mean, yeah, I named him. You
like
know, the thing.
he saw that he's like sort of seeing him. He's like anticipating the fact that, oh, he's really gonna get mad at me because I named him Sebastian. Like he's gonna get teased for having that name. It's like,
I never, during our time,
Hoy,
you're right. Like
Sebastian.
Antonio would have been like, or Diego would have been like such an old name because my friends' names were like Glenn,
Pridu,
Franco,
huy, Pridu. Dad,
Carlo. Those are my friends' names.
oh,
What
But I was like,
schools
Carlito.
did you go to?
but I
These
was
children
thinking,
sound horrible and mean.
I know, no, but my principle of it is like that was our generation when we made names of. Unless it's like Pasita or Pacifica, that never sounds cool, right? Or
Okay, Pinks.
Filomeno or
You were
Pacundo
lucky you were
or
named Pinky.
I know
Dude,
no,
I have been called Pinty, Pinky, Punky, Ponky, a lot of different
You want to
names.
be
They
called
just messed
Pacifica?
it up. They just
but
mess it up.
that's
Hoy,
actually. I mean,
Pacifica.
I'm not knocking on Pinky's name, but it's not necessarily like a CEO name. You know what I'm saying? Like
By the way,
we
you guys don't know Pinky is not my real
I know
name.
it's cat.
Is it
Okay,
not? Oh,
no,
come
no, it's
on,
cat.
spill it
It's
out.
cat.
Spill it
Yeah.
out. What's
Okay.
your
I
name?
have
Did I say
4
it?
names.
Did I say it? Maria Geste Gatia. Okay.
Pacifica,
Something like
Indira,
that.
Yeah.
Nostalgia,
No, but
No.
the bottom line is my point being is
Carlita,
these are names that are
Josephine.
old but never get old. Like there are names that are like periodic. Like okay, for example, if I could have named my kid Kurt, and everybody's gonna guess like, okay, so you grew up in the Nirvana era. Okay, I'm gonna name my kid, like I'm gonna
Kurt
choose like a
Vonnegut.
cool name. It could be if the person's that
Yeah.
deep. But come on, we're talking people
Okay.
who call my son Jigo here. All right, so they'll be like, yeah, Kurt Cobain
Jigs, jigs,
rocker,
jigs,
The
Spot.
word
jigs, jigs,
I
jigs,
know.
Rod,
jigs.
The worst.
Kobe is such a
Kobe,
common
yeah,
name.
Kobe.
Kobe is such a common name. I don't want my kid to be locked in that era. Like he's just your dad was a Kobe fan because time will come. No
Or
one's
they
gonna
like
know about
Kobe
Kobe.
beef. That's also
It's
a
just so
possibility.
associated with a period or a film or a personality.
You know
So
what?
like I
I
chose a
think
name that's
Jago is a
classic.
fine name. The worst he's gonna be called is probably Jigs. Like Jigs,
I
Jigs.
really don't care.
Like
That's his
that's
problem.
how
And I don't
that's how we
and,
roll here.
and
Like we
no, I
have
don't think kids are gonna be like that anymore. I don't think by that time, I
Ice.
don't think
Growing up,
kids are
were
gonna
you
be
Al
open.
or Ritz? Or Al
You was
Ritz?
Alritz the Fritz. Koi, you was Koi.
What was your nickname? Oh, you're Koi, right. Pikoy, right?
No, because
What was your
my
nickname?
father
What were you
hated
called?
that because that wasn't from my family. All of a sudden, my father's like, "Why are these people calling you this?" And like, I
Why
gave
were
you a
you
really
that?
nice name. I
So why
gave
were
you a
you
nice name.
called
I
that?
picked that name out because there was this guy at church. He wasn't, he was a dick, but I think you know him.
What
He's
did it
sort of
stick?
kind of. It's thick because it's kind of like it's catchy, yeah. And I was like, all right, that's fine. Because my
So what?
brothers call me Koi because I'm the kuya.
Kuya, Kuya, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
yeah,
got it,
so
got it, got it, got it, got it, got it.
so
Okay.
so
That
this guy
that
being a
explains
dick,
it.
he was like, "Oh, why are you calling him Koy? Because his name is Pikoy." And he kind of like started that out, and it kind of it got
Oh,
stuck. So I kind of like I was like, all right,
so
I
you
was
don't like
pissed,
being
but I'm
called
like,
that?
no, no, it's fine. I'm like, I learned how to live with it, and like I learned to like it because all my friends had like funny nicknames. Like for
I mean, okay,
But
example,
before,
what did they call you? Like Master
yeah,
Yoda, that's
before
like
you had Picoy,
yeah,
Pikoy.
they
what
yeah,
what
because
what were you called
like okay, ah,
What
in
do they
school?
call
In
you?
school, in
Which
yeah,
school,
one do
my
they call you?
name
like
Alritz, but that now it's kind of weird to
that's
me if
too
somebody calls me
long.
that.
Like, do you go like Alritz na kay
Ritz,
Bulpin?
Ritz,
Ritz
Ritz,
or Al?
Ritz,
You never went by
Al or
Al.
Ritz.
Hmm.
Well,
Well,
depends.
you're
Like some
lucky
people
we
would
don't
call me
have Ritz
Al.
crackers here and we have Fita instead. Otherwise, it'd be like Ritz cracker.
Yeah, but we
Right.
had like Club Ritz, whatever, somewhere. I think
Oh,
I
we
saw like
did.
a Club
All
Ritz or
right.
whatever. But then the thing was, I got used to like being called Picoy by my friends. That I was like, I was okay with it. But my dad was kind of like pissed, like, how did you get that name? Because I didn't name you Al Ritz just to be
What
nicknamed.
does Al Ritz mean? Like
Well, he said
what?
he's it's like sort of like German, like
Yeah,
he
it
was
does
like
sound
They're
he
all
got
they're
it
foreign.
from a
all
book.
Al. They're all Al
Yeah,
actually.
so he was like he kind of like all
Ah,
right,
okay.
because my dad's Alfredo, so it was like all right, I'm gonna mix it with like something like German-ish sound, like Alritz, like all right, whatever. And then this, Al Ryan was like also an Al was like, hey, you know what would be a nice name for you on the radio? What? Alritz the Fritz. Are you nuts, Al Ryan? Why would
And you
that
did
be
and
cool?
you did become Al Ritz of Fritz.
No, I did not. I didn't
Okay,
get. No,
okay,
I
all
didn't.
right.
I
Just
didn't
making
do
sure.
that. Like, why would I do that? Alritz the Fritz, and we were like both laughing. Then he had Weird Al as an air name. Like Al Ryan, he used Weird Al as
And
an
that
air
was a
name.
piece of Weird Al Yankovic, probably,
I
right?
think so. I think so.
Popularity. That was in popularity.
All right. So it's speaking of like younger days, Ice will probably go back to the past, grade 6, looking for our favorite teacher. You know what? That's not a bad idea. I would
Well, he
probably do
would.
that. I
Who's
would
your
like
He
go
favorite
would.
back
teacher?
He will
and
change the
here's
course
my
of
favorite
history.
teacher. I will not change the course of history. I would just like hang out there and
And
confirm
Jong,
if
you'll
my
never
memory
learn
was
to play
correct.
guitar. You'll never learn to play that. It will be Iceman. Ice will be Davao's premier guitar player because because, because of this future changing event. Like he
Yes.
will be the one to attend that class.
Yes. You know what? Yeah, I will do everything in my power to not to block that
Alter
information.
the yeah.
To block
Wait,
that information
what
so that it will
information?
not get to Jong.
No, no,
The
Pinky
guitar
wasn't
club.
around. You were not around.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
No, no, no.
So
I
had
wasn't.
this call. You weren't
he
around
joined the
for that.
I
guitar
skipped
club
that episode.
and because of that, he became like a really, really good guitar player. Like he's a master guitarist,
Oh, he
right?
is a master guitar player. I think he is. I think he is. He's that at
You
that
will
level.
mess up your timeline, man. Because I will take your spot and I would really play it cool and be close to
Ice, Ice.
the
Do you know
master
this
guitar
song by something Mendes?
coach, whatever. Like what Mendes?
Jong, back me up on this. This song by Mendes. Rick Beato just like featured it on his recent episode. Rick Beato is this YouTube musician YouTuber, and my friend Carlos shared it on his page. I haven't seen Rick Beato, and the song apparently is popular here in the Philippines, but it's apparently one of the most difficult pop songs to perform. It's considered pop, and it goes like. Da 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 da. I'm not sure the tune. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Is that a new song
What's the
or like
title
an
of
No,
that
old
it's
song?
song?
old. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
It sounds
Da, da,
familiar.
da,
It sounds
da,
familiar.
da, 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 da. It's like Mendes or something. Like it's almost like nothing's gonna change my love for you, but it's not. It sounds
Sir
like nothing's gonna change. It's sort of like that. Jung knows it. What is that song,
Mendes,
Jung?
Sergio
Yeah,
Mendes, no?
I think it's Sergio Mendes. Da, 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 da. It's still big here in the Philippines. I still hear like I don't know if it's video keys, but it's one of those ballads that people sing still, but you don't hear it in any other part of the world. But apparently it was like a big song, like someone to love you. Yeah. Na 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 na
Really?
na 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 na
Is this
na
with Brazil
na
66?
na na
John? Sergio
na
Mendes and Brazil
na.
66? Did they
Sergio
perform this
Mendes,
together?
yeah, never gonna let you go. Never gonna
'Cause
let you
I love
go.
their
The na na
My
na
Shinada.
na in my life forever.
Oh, right, okay.
Na, na,
That's a
na, na,
Sergio
na.
Mendes song. Oh my god.
That's like one of the hardest, supposedly, because
Why?
of all
Why?
the like
Why is it the
be-
hardest?
because of the changes. Like it doesn't go with the natural progression. Like na 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 na.
Oh,
It's
it
like all
is
over the
Sergio
place.
Mendes, but I
It's
think this
all over
is
the place.
it's not with Brazil
Yeah,
66. It's
never
just
gonna let
him.
you go. That's the
Oh
one.
my
Thank you, Alan.
god. I
Yes.
know my wife
So
loves this one.
never gonna let, and it's
That's a
like
favorite
weird.
karaoke song. Like
It
everybody
is,
sings
right?
that. Right,
It
right,
is,
right.
but it's supposedly very difficult to perform live. I don't know, John. Is that
Cool, cool,
right?
cool.
Can you play it on the guitar? Is it like easy for you to like? Supposedly, it's hard to play like collectively as a band because of all the change. Like it's not. It's
Well,
not the normal.
it's difficult if
You don't
you're
have that
not
teacher,
good.
right?
Yeah. I mean, if you did not go to Sorianto's guitar club, then that would be difficult for you. But he went
Yeah.
to the guitar
So,
club
because
in
like if you
Assumption.
sing it, it
Not
sounds like
without
a
a
normal
chord chart,
song.
yes, of course.
It sounds like a normal song when you sing it, but when you actually listen to the melody, it's all over the place. Like it's like it's not like it's not like Tom's Diner where it's the same thing over and
Right.
over again.
And you don't have to worry about copyright infringement because Rod is not singing it right. So, it's all
Nope,
messed
I'm
up.
not
So, yeah.
totally. And
Wrong
I did that
pitch,
on
wrong tempo.
on
Yeah.
purpose. On
Wrong.
purpose.
Yeah. Everything's
On
wrong.
purpose. I
So,
did that on
yeah.
purpose. So Iceman will do the
On
right
purpose.
version. Iceman will do the right version.
No, I can't. I can't do it. Like, I didn't even
So,
realize it's actually
so
Sergio Mendes.
let's all do a version. Let's find out who gets copyright strike. Then we'll know who's the one singing in tune.
Oh, man.
Never got. Can you know the tune? Like which octave?
Which one?
Never gonna. Is it high?
Never
The
gonna let
chorus
you.
part?
Na 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 forever. That's the right.
Ice,
Never
he's
gonna
just
let.
making you sing. At this
No,
point,
no,
he's
no.
just trying
Yeah,
to
I
make
know, I
you
know, I know.
sing.
I know, right? He's a bully. See, you're telling me that kids nowadays are not gonna do it. No, you know what? Probably Raj is gonna do it because
Pinky,
he's
you
gonna
party
learn from his
pooper.
dad. His
Dag
dad, his
nabbit.
dad
I
is
was
doing it
there. I
in
was
front of him
there.
right now. His dad is doing it in front of him right now. He's gonna be the guy
Oh
who
my
teases
god.
his brother. Jigo, 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 jigo.
You know
And
what I liked about.
he would tease Master Yoda's kid.
I know my dad's like, man.
God.
My dad's like, don't name your son. You know what? You're gonna call him in Davao. You're gonna call him Chigo. I'm like, pa, it's not
I
that bad
know.
there, you know.
But
Chigo,
the
what are
thing
you
is,
talking about?
Rod, we're in the Philippines. People are gonna find a way to mess it up. My name is
I know.
Kathleen. I have been
I
called
know.
Kathleen.
I
You know,
know.
it's
I
just
know.
it'll be messed up. So
I don't
just brace
mind.
yourself.
I don't mind. There's a lot of
Even
other
if you,
names that
yeah,
worse names
I
that can be
agree.
mispronounced
Because
than
even if you
Diego. I
if you
mean,
named Raj Kurt, it would be like Kurt,
yeah.
John. You know, John is such a basic
Jan,
name, but people are gonna say it's Jan.
Jan
You know,
Jan,
like
or
Yeah.
Jan
Jan
Jan.
Jan.
Oh, asa si
My
Jan
name
Jan?
my name is Rod. People call me Rod.
I
They say
know.
Rod. Like Rod.
I know a
I'm like
person who
Rod.
was
Oi,
named
Rod.
Ina
I'm
by his
Rod.
her parents
Yeah.
because Ina is a no mess
Or
name.
worse,
It's
Rob.
3 letters,
No,
but
no.
still it's Enna.
I know. See, and when I say Rod,
It's
they spell it R-A-D. It's like Rad. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not
hey,
Rad.
you're
And
so
yeah,
rad.
Rod. Like
and that guy who always calls
Rod.
you
Like
Rob.
how do you
Somebody
spell?
somebody
I
always
know.
call you
People,
Rob, yeah?
yes.
Hey
Somebody
Rob.
else calls me
No,
Rob.
it's
Like,
Rod. It's not Rob.
and
Well,
Rod.
and
You want me to rob you?
This is a person like I've been hanging up for like months. He still calls me Rob.
to
Rob
be
Rufino.
fair, Rod isn't a very common name. Like it's
Yeah,
a
you're right. You're right.
noun, right?
You're
Like
right.
rod,
You're right.
like
You're right. It is like
rod.
steering rod, lightning
Yeah,
rod.
yeah.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Actually, like,
I've
it's like
heard
Rod.
Rob, but not
okay.
Rod.
Okay.
You're the only
Okay.
Rod
That's
I
Dina.
know.
Let's play a quick game here. What? Well, like, looking at us, each other, knowing each other. What are the names that you think are most appropriate? Like for Pinky, God, I know you're Pinky. So I'm gonna try to think. For some reason your name Pinks. I think you look like an Odessa. Like something like
Odessa.
That came
exotic,
out of nowhere.
like exotic, like an Odessa, like a Mariushka, something like that. Like because of your
Why
hair,
are these
maybe
all Russian names?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Russian, but like kind of like maybe like a little like well, yeah, Eastern Europe is Russia. So I'm like thinking,
I
hold
would
on,
I would
something
say
like that, like a name that kind of sounds like because of your hair, like Marushka, ceviche,
Hey, ceviche is good.
or maybe a
That's
Mexican
really good.
name, like
Like
Anita.
Margarita
Yes, like Anita,
or
Margarita. No,
something.
I see you as that. I see it. Maybe not Russian, maybe
All
Mexican
right.
or Spanish.
I think you're a Jack
Margarita.
kind of guy. I think you're
Me?
you're a Jack. Yeah.
I look like a
You're
Jack.
very
Jackass.
you're
A
very
Because I'm
jackass.
you're
like,
very Americanized. Yeah.
Jack.
You're like
Hey,
Jack.
jackass.
oh my god, I know, man. You know who calls me that? You know Milky, right? Remember him?
Right. He
my
calls you
friend Milky.
jackass.
No, he calls me black ass.
A
Dude,
black ass.
it doesn't matter whether we're at a party, a formal restaurant, whatever. He goes, the first thing he yells out, "Hey, black ass!" I'm like, dude, I know you've seen my butt. You don't gotta announce it to people. I mean, like, yells it out. He doesn't care where. Like, anyway. So yeah, Jack. See, I look at Ice. What do you think Pinky looks like? What name would you think for you?
Ice.
If you didn't
I'm
know
thinking of a
her,
name for
you didn't
Ice.
know her. You were given a choice of names. I don't think Pinky would be the first one you would pick, or
Christina.
Kathleen.
Like, she would
Christina.
go
That's
as
not too far
Christina.
from
With a
Kathleen.
Christina,
K.
yeah.
Yeah,
Christina.
With a K, Christina.
Okay,
That would be
Christina.
like with a K.
Iceman would be. I think
Ah.
you'd be a.
He looks like a
Huh,
Kyle
that's
to
tough.
me. He looks like a Kyle.
He looks like a Timothy
Or a-
to me, like Timmy.
Timothy. Timothy.
I would rather be Jack. I would rather be Jack.
No,
Timothy is not.
I know.
Hey.
I'll take Jack any day, man. I'll take Jack any day. Timothy.
Timothy doesn't- It doesn't even
Timothy.
roll. It doesn't even roll off the tongue like Timothy.
Timothy.
It's so fake. Hey, Timothy. Bye, Timothy. Let's go.
No.
This doesn't
We're in the
sound right.
Philippines, so he will be called Mukmut. Or Tim.
Timo.
Timo.
Timo would be it. Timo. Hoy, Timo. What?
I mean, at least they can store up Jack. They just call me Jack Boy or
Dodong.
something.
Oh my God, man.
looks
Hey,
like a
Elaine.
See,
What's up with
Timothy
you,
is a lot
man?
better than Dodong.
I would call you Toto.
No, Ice looks like either a Kyle or like a preppy boy, like
Kyle?
like an Ash, like a Kevin, like an Ash,
Kevin.
like a preppy boy name. He looks like a prep. He looks like a prep. He's
I'll
always looked
take-
like a preppy boy to me because
what
I
I
can
said,
one
I'll take any of those except Timothy.
Timothy sounds it's so pretentious. It sounds like a pretentious preppy. It doesn't.
Timothy.
Timothy.
Yeah, it's like, hi, my name is
Good morning,
Timothy.
sir. My name's Timothy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm from the UK.
Yeah, like you're from a
How you
prep
doing
school
today?
somewhere.
exactly. That's
That
what
sounds
He's not that
Australian.
preppy. He's not that preppy. Timothy.
Hey, did you
And if you watch,
Did-
and if you watch Key and Peele, be like Timothy. No, Timothy. It's
Timothy.
Timothy.
nothing against Timothy's out there, right?
Hey,
It's just-
Timothy Dalton was a James
for
Bond.
me, yes,
So-
yes, he was one of the worst.
Yeah.
but he
Yeah,
was bad.
what,
But
he
Still-
only
still a
what,
James
had
Bond.
one James Bond film.
two,
That's
two,
why.
two. He did too. He did too.
Still.
Speaking
who
of weird
only do
names, did
two?
you hear about that guy who named his son HTML? Like HTML.
You know what? I
Hypertext
would
Markup
take
Language Rate. Yeah.
I would take
Over
HTML over
Timothy?
Timothy. Yes,
Oh,
of
come
course.
on.
That would be cooler. HTML.
Timo-
What's up, my
Timo-
friends? Yeah. Timothy. Like,
Yeah. But you don't mind
Timothy.
you don't mind like Kyle or like Kevin, right?
Tim
Okay.
Sawyer? Tim
like Kevin.
Rod looked like Tim. Okay, at least not me. Tim. You're the Tim. I'm not the Tim. All right, okay.
I don't look like a Tim. I look like a Jack.
Oh, okay. I have a better name for Ice. Not
No.
not Timothy
No.
anymore.
You-
Vincent.
You look like what?
Vincent.
What?
It's
Oh,
a it's
I have
an
a cousin.
Iceman.
I have a
Ice,
second
Ice.
cousin. His name is
What do they look
Vincent.
like?
Oh, please, come on.
I what do they look like?
Vincent, seriously? I have a
Vin-
cousin, a second cousin named Vincent. He's a nice dude, but I'm not a Vincent.
I look like a
Vicente.
Vincent.
Vicente.
That's
then.
that would be my name.
No, that's his grandfather.
It is my
Vicente.
grandfather. It's also my name.
Vic.
So-
Okay, I'd be Vic. Yeah, Vic would be okay. Vicente,
Yeah,
that would be
that's
short for
actually what
Vic.
they called my lolo, Vic or Enteng.
I mean, yeah, Vic for short.
Vic or
Yeah?
Enteng. Yeah, they called him Enteng also. So like, what do I look like? I look like a Jack.
No. You would look like you would look like a
Knowing me?
boo boy. You would look like a boo boy.
I feel it.
Like Robert then.
Because I thought, like you were the other. You're like you, and then he's Rod, and you're like the other
Yo,
guy.
What's up, bro? What's up?
You'd be
Mike
like
Master
Boo Boy,
Boo.
I'm like Master Boo, but no.
But you also kind of
okay,
look
no,
like
seriously,
a Samuel.
Samuel.
I
like
think
Samuel.
you would go fine
hang
as a
on.
Samuel.
It's actually a good name. Samuel's a good name. I should have.
Yeah,
named
but
one
here
with
in the
this,
Philippines, it's gonna be Samuel, right?
Yeah,
So
you're right.
you gotta brace yourself for all the
Right.
Samuels.
I'm looking at
Samuel-
Not that there's
Rod.
anything
Sounds like
wrong
a-
with that.
Sounds like a kind-hearted person's name, though. That's not me.
All right. So
But, I'll take
Rod
Samuel.
would
Oh,
look like
Iceman. Iceman can also be a Jebediah. Jeb.
a Jebediah. Pinky, where are you getting these names? Timothy, Jebediah. What the heck?
You look like
You
a
look,
Jeb, though.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when I
You
see
look
you,
like a
it makes me want to take a Jeb.
Like, and you know, like Dennis,
Nadi-Jebs ako.
and among the bushes,
because
he's the one who
because you
didn't
went
make
like
it.
this. You went like this. That's why it makes us want to take a Jebs.
Why is he Jeb?
Dude.
Because he
Jeb.
does like this.
Okay. Dude,
Grabing
you know, Ice,
panglugod, oy,
you know,
grabe.
Ice, hindi ka pwedeng mag-ST film, man. You and Rosana Roses, and Rosana's like going like this with the soap, and you're like going.
Okay, I know. Okay, I got a name. All right. Okay, you
What?
would
Okay,
look like
what
a Jerry.
for Rod?
You would look like a Jerry to me, with a G,
Me,
not a
Who's
J.
Jerry?
Jerry with a
Jerry.
G.
Okay. Jerry.
Look, I
With a
have a
G.
friend named
Like
Jerry, and
Jerry's
he
girl. Like
goes
Jerry's girl. Like Jerry's girl.
peep
Yeah,
or
not
Jerry's
with a J.
grill.
G.
Yeah, with a G, not a J.
Yeah.
He said. What's the difference?
Yeah, but I have a friend named Jerry, and he goes. He people call him Jer. Asa ka pa dong
Oh,
Jer?
shoot.
Asa ka pa
Yeah,
Jer,
dong
you're right.
Jer?
You're
Jer.
right.
I mean,
You're right.
Bisayas. That's the
Yes, he
thing,
You're
wrote
bro.
right.
Jeff. Jeff.
See, whatever name it is you pick, there's all.
How does that go? How does that go? That song?
Yes, he
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
Jeff. Jeff.
Jeff. My
Oh
God.
my god.
See? Eh,
See,
okay,
I
then
told you.
that's what people like. They like stupid stuff, you know?
Well, of course. I mean,
Katong
everybody's
the
so
other
pressured
day,
in life.
ni atomic birthday. Wami balo, diin ka to, makahilo, lo. You all know that, right?
What do
All
you
right.
listen
Okay. You
to,
should.
man?
Like,
Apparently, the fish that
he
was
should.
served
He
was
should be Timo.
butete.
He should be Timo.
Butete.
He should
The
be
fish was
Timo.
katong the other day, atomic birthday, ilang handa kay isda na butete.
What
Diin
is he,
ka to,
what is he
di ay ka
talking
to,
about?
makahilo, lo.
This
Okay, hold on.
this guy's
Dude,
unbelievable.
I'm a DJ. I don't discriminate music. When I hear it, dude, I had those guys as guests. Those are two legit Pinoy Davao rappers. One of them's a teacher, if I remember it right. I don't know if they're the guys who did Jejer, but they did the butete thing, and they copied Nelly's Low. Was that Nelly? Was it Nelly
Yeah.
Low?
No,
Low,
it's
right?
That's
Who
a
did
talent.
low?
That's a talent. No, I do not discriminate as well. But
No,
who sang low?
You're calling me, what are you calling me, like Timoy or something, because I sang
Timo.
that. Timo. Who sang low? Low. Was that
Flo Rida.
Um,
Flo Rida.
Florida.
Florida.
Nelly, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of copied, they copied it, and then they changed it into like this song. And the reason why I tried to figure out the lyrics, because I didn't get it. And apparently, butete is a fish that's poisonous. So,
It
ang
is.
handa ay butete. Din ka to makahilo, lo. So, butete,
See?
butete
He's
for me
actually
was like tadpole.
digging. The,
Yeah, me
Butete
too.
you know the meaning of the song in beside, like,
There's
the
a
butete,
deeper-
it's makahilo.
Yeah.
It's like he's explaining it to us.
There's a
See?
deeper meaning.
Rap,
If I did-
rap
if I-
slaining, rap
If I didn't
slaining,
give
you
you
know?
a deep dive, you would be hearing that and you wouldn't know what it meant.
Oh god.
Don't even get me into Mahal and Mura songs.
All right, Jack. We gotcha, Jack.
All
Thank
right,
you.
That's gonna
Thank
catch
you.
on, Jack.
jackass.
Hey,
Thank
Timmy.
you.
Timmy.
Yeah, Timothy.
Timmy.
Oy, Timothy. Hey, let's call each
Jebediah.
other those names. Let's call those names.
These people.
Oy, Anita.
What
Anita.
what have I ever done to
Anita.
you guys to deserve
Nip,
this?
nip.
Anita.
Oh god.
Man.
Oy,
I
Jack-
don't mind. I
Jack-
can go by Annie. Timmy.
Well,
So
Annie, yeah.
Timmy, it's been 2 hours, Timmy.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say that. It's been 2 hours and 2 minutes and 36
we
seconds.
accomplished
He's
nothing.
actually he's responding to Timmy now, Rod.
I know. Oy, Timo.
Hey Tim, what you doing, Timmy?
Okay, take your pick. Timo or Pikoy?
Mot, what?
Pico is like it's
All of a
It's
sudden,
dear
it
to me
sounds
now.
good. All of a sudden.
it's yeah. It sounds good. No, I'll take Pico any day. Like Pico, all right, fine, whatever. All right, yeah.
All right.
Koi pics. See, you're the one who only call. You're the only
Koi
one who
pics.
calls
I
me
call you
that.
koi-
Koi pics.
Really? I'm
Koi
the one
pics.
who
Yeah,
calls you koi
you're the
pics?
only one. Every time I go like koi pics, I'm like, what the heck's wrong with this guy?
What is a
I
koi
mean,
pig?
I mean, somebody gave me a really,
Koi
really
pics.
bad nickname.
And
This
even
guy
made
would like
worse.
He makes it
Koi
worse.
pics. Yeah, koi pics. Like we would be like at Jacoy's Grill, whatever. You know, like. So, well, he would break
That's
ice like
why
Iceman,
I call him koi
Iceman the
pics.
man. Then
Yeah, I
all of
call
a sudden,
koi
like
pics.
he'd be like koi pics, like it would be Iceman the man. Then all of a sudden, it would be like koi pics in the middle. Like, what the heck?
I'm the only one who calls you that?
What? Yeah, you're the only one who said
Okay,
who
cool.
do that,
At
like
least
koi
I stand
pics.
out. You know, it's
Right,
me.
so koi
Yeah,
pics. Like so, if somebody says
yeah.
koi pics, it's you. It's nobody else.
I think there was a time in our lives when everything was backwards. Remember?
Yeah, because my
People like
best friend would like
people.
just say it really bad, like "Pikui," like they would just like if they're trying to make a point or if they're trying to
Yeah,
embarrass me because there's like one
yeah.
girl's like really pretty and they don't want me to have the girl, so the first thing they're gonna say is that one. You would know that they like the
Well,
girl
what is
too
a
because
okay?
they
What
would
is a
call you that.
pikoi? What is a
Isn't
pikoi?
it a penis?
I think so. That's what I thought. I think that the guy who gave me that name,
I think it's
he
a
was probably
pitoy,
like,
isn't it? If it's
mm,
a
No, it's
well, yeah,
picoy. Or
it's
is
like
it
it's a penis,
pokoy?
like
It's
like
picoy?
episode penis. I think it's episode penis
oh jeez! Oh my
you know,
god! And people,
for
everybody
kids. It's
calling you that. What do you
yeah,
tell us, man? I would have stopped calling. What the heck's
but
wrong
oh
with
yeah,
you? I didn't know. You think I called you quick pick? Please,
koi pics. All right.
Oh
Oh my
god.
god.
don't call
Oh.
the.
Anyway, all right.
These
It's been
people
2 hours,
call.
man.
Okay,
We
all
didn't
right.
we didn't
Enough.
sell it. Future,
All right,
past. Well, it doesn't matter. If somebody's
nobody
gonna give
bought
you a
it.
bad name, it doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
end up
Yeah.
being Timothy. No, Timothy. Whatever.
Timothy
No.
sounds like kamote.
The
No,
most.
look, but you know what I'm talking about? Like, have you seen? Well, do you watch Key and Peele?
I watch
Yes.
Kim Peele. I don't watch it regularly, but I watch
Well,
it when I
Yeah.
see it.
do you get the reference about the Timothy?
Yeah, they
Timothy.
You
talk
get
about it all the time.
like when he's like this when he was like a substitute teacher.
Yeah, he
And,
mispronounces names
yeah,
like
like
purposely. Yeah.
yeah,
Timothy.
purposely, yeah. Like
Yeah. Like
what were
Anna
those
would be
names?
Anna. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Stuff like that.
Denise. Yeah, Denise. Like you mean Denise? Motherfucker! Like he would like yeah. That was really funny. Yeah. And like Timothy here, Timothy here.
That would be
Oh
you.
my goodness! All right.
That'll be you,
Okay.
Hey,
Tim.
Pinky,
All right,
Pinky,
Timmy. Yes.
you gotta hook me up with that HBO thing. Let me know about that.
So
What do
hey,
you
what about
mean? I
Wednesday?
didn't
We
say
have to talk
anything.
about
I
What?
haven't seen Snyder Cut. I haven't seen Snyder Cut.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll talk off air about Wednesday as well.
Yeah.
But people catch us again on Wednesday. We're
Right.
still doing
Thank you
it
so
until
much.
this week. Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes,
Past,
thank you.
future. All right. Yeah. Sure. Like take
And
your pick.
wacky names.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, do
Wait,
not
what?
be named Timothy.
What does repa pips mean?
Repa pips. It's like your
It's like
pare and your
your
peeps.
tropa.
It's like
Yeah,
your
your
tropa.
tropa.
Repa pips.
Yeah.
Repa.
Repa
Pare,
Okay.
pare. Basically like
pips your
pare.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
erpa,
No, what's
yeah.
up, Repa peeps?
Arep.
Okay.
Arep.
Wha-
You know what?
Repa.
You know what
Here we go.
ohab gulti means, Spinks? Alo ogyos
Ohab.
ohab gulti.
No,
Alo
let's say
ogyos
goodbye
ohab
now. Let's say
gulti.
like this is getting out of hand. All right. Okay. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again on Wednesday. This has been the OK Show. It's
Way to ruin things.
11:07 here in the
I figured
Philippines,
it out,
in
by the way.
Japan. It's 10:07. My name is Iceman,
Rod Rodriguez.
I'm Pinky. Good night.
and
Bye.
we are. I have to find this first. I have to find it. All right, and we are out.